horror movie characters I can beat too. Okay, girl, calm down. It's not that scary. It's not that scary.
Did you just see that? You just watched natural selection take place. Horror movies are one of the greatest blessings of convenient entertainment on this planet. Cause whenever you and your buddies want to go to the movies with nothing in theaters, there'll always be a new horror movie out for y'all to watch. Even though 9 times out of 10 it's gonna be dookie, but hey, at least you weren't bored. And with that being the case, most of us are well knowledgeable of the formula of horror movies. Usually the conflict is a dude trying to kill you and your phone don't work for whatever reason and your dumb is in the middle of nowhere for whatever reason.
Horror movie plots are repeated like isekai anime, bro.
Frustratingly, usually when the protagonist is running away or trying to find a way to stop him, they sometimes...
Is he getting fucked in the middle of a horror movie? Yo, this is not the right time to be getting pegged outside of church? Hello, in front of God?
Dumbest option or a choice that don't even help him at all, making this situation even worse, and I start yelling at the screen saying, "Oh no, why'd you do that? You should have done this instead." Then the person in the seat next to me is like, excuse me, can you please be quiet? We're trying to watch a movie here.
And then I slapped them because I'm like, don't tell me to be quiet. Another black man just died in this horror movie. I'm getting tired of seeing my fellow Negroes dying. So get this backhand.
So then I pull out my gun and shoot. Why would you even make that decision? It's even worse when they're in a group and the group decides to split up. Like, why would you want to split up? So he can kill us one by one? Also, I'm looking at my skin complexion and I don't think I'm gonna last long. So if I'm dying, everybody else gotta go with me at the same time. These characters doing dumb things makes me mentally reenact their situations in my head, putting myself in their shoes, immersing myself in their sorry situation me personally, I would have never been in the first place.
Absolutely, bro. There's not a single horror movie you could catch me like being in. Friday the 13th, bro, I'm staying home. What are we doing in the middle of the woods? Going to a cabin, bro. There's no air conditioning. I can't bring a PS5, Xbox here. There's no reason to go.
If my friends wanted to do a Saturday hangout at the abandoned shack in the middle of the woods, I'm not doing that. There's a Quiznos down the street. I think that's gonna be just as fun and more safe. I'm minding my business most of the time, but putting myself in that situation that these horror movie characters are in, I'm surviving 100%, 1000%. I know how to beat these threats or at least escape them unscathed. And I'm gonna go over the ones that I'm confident I can kick their ass, and which ones I'm confident that I'm gonna get my ass beat. I'm also gonna have a 1 through 10 rating. 10, I'm winning. 1, I'm sprinting. Let's go. First op, it. First person I'm squaring up with is Pennywise.
10.
And if you don't know,
I'm surviving it, bro. I'm not getting clapped by no clown. I can let you know right now. No clown is clapping me if his name is Nahisoko. You're weird.
He's a clown that sometimes be eating kids. So we dealing with a literal child predator. Daily life of a YouTuber. His powers include changing shape and size, mind control, teleportation, genjutsu, the list goes on. And if you know me, I can't do none of those things. I mean, I maybe can do the shapeshift thing. I'm a grower, not a shower after all. But I don't think that's gonna help me beat a killer clown. But if you remember the end of part 2, you will know how they beat Pennywise. So Pennywise gets his power off of other people's fear. So if you just stand there and face him off unfazed, not scared at all,
easy.
He ain't got nothing. It's that easy. Just stand your ground and be like, you don't scare me, and he just disappears. Just drop Pennywise off in the ghetto or even a middle school boy's lunch table. Not a single soul would let him cook anything. He would be DOA. And with that being said, of course I'm gonna beat his ass.
You feel me?
The only instance I can see him catching me off guard is if it's 3 a.m. and I'm home alone in the dark and he just pop up in the corner of my room out of nowhere and I'm just like, oh shoot. You know, that would spook me a bit. But as soon as
give me 10 seconds to collect my composure, bro, and I'm beating his ass, bro.
Get my composure. He means no threat. There's also this one other weakness Pennywise got that one of the characters do in the movie. When if you believe any object that you pick up and throw at him can kill him, then it can kill him. You can believe this chancla kills monsters.
That's easy.
If I believe it does.
That's easy.
This chancla kills monsters.
He weak.
If I believe it does. I feel like I said enough. Pennywise gets a 9 out of 10, low diff from me. The only reason why it's not 10 out of 10 is because his powers are kind of crazy if you're a little scared. Second up, Chucky from Child's Play. Yeah, the doll.
Chucky is easy too. 10. Chucky's so easy, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. Lock him up in the crate, send him in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, done. That's easy clears.
Voodoo magic, but only when he touching you, and it's a long spell, so you got time to, I don't know, kick him. He also apparently has the same strength and speed of a full-grown human adult, and I find that very hard to believe.
I'm above
Maybe
average.
The strength and speed of this guy, but an actual grown, average-sized man? I doubt. With that being said, I'm beating Chucky's Barbie booty. Bro is a doll. He can barely move properly. I would score a lasso with his body before letting him near me. I would toss him like a football before he can even breathe a word next to me. It's surprising how anybody gets killed by him in the movies at all. Granted, all of his kills are by surprise, but you can't catch me losing to a doll in a fight. No way, no how. And I doubt any grown-up in real life will be outwitted by Chucky also. That's why in every movie, Chucky's goal is always taking advantage of kids, manipulating them to do his bidding.
First off, if I even saw a Chucky doll, it's not even gonna be in my vicinity. No matter where I am, if I see one, it's getting burned immediately. I refuse to put myself in that situation. So Chucky wouldn't even have the opportunity to be near me in the first place. If he is near me, bro, get a golf club, baseball bat. He can't reach you. Have you seen his wingspan? It's -6. Easy.
Daily life of a YouTuber. Anyways, Chucky is literally the easiest horror movie character to beat in a fight. Literally, a child can beat him. Shoot, they already have in the movies. I rate Charlie a 10 out of 10, no diff. Next, Michael Myers. Michael Myers from the Halloween franchise.
Damn. I may not be able to beat him, but I could survive.
That was a lie.
I could survive because I'm flying to fucking Australia. He can't swim. So if I'm flying to Australia, he can't do nothing to me. And if he get to Australia, he's not beating up no snakes with kangaroos and whatever other demonic beings they have there, bro. He can't do it. Beat him though, running the ones with Michael Myers. I don't know.
Tall dude, brandishing a knife.
I think
Doesn't
it's
have
50-50.
any powers other than
Me, him,
being
50-50.
unkillable. Yeah, this man's feet
How tall
are
is he again? Damn. Damn. Okay. It may not be 50-50. It's like 60-40. If I lay my hands on him just right.
Being unkillable. Yeah, this man's feats are unbelievable. Especially since this dude is just a crazy mental patient. Like, Halloween movies got no supernatural stuff happening. But Michael can get beat up, sliced, shot, whatever. This man does not die. Nothing works against him. Not guns, not being burned alive, nothing. He always wins. Even when he got jumped in Halloween Kills by the whole town, he still won. And you expect me to beat him? Hell no, I'm sprinting. I cannot beat this dude. Even if I had the military on my side, I don't even think a nuke can beat this man.
Bro. It's
Michael
60-40.
Myers is the type of dude to be in Hiroshima at the time of the drop and only think of it as a minor inconvenience. I can't beat this man. Random thought, but imagine if him and Jason were on the same team against humanity. Bro, we're finished. 2v8 billion and we're
Jason's scared of water. Whoa, if I'm flying to Australia, how is Jason getting to me? Jason don't know how to operate a plane. He's afraid of water. I'm good in Australia. He's not? Oh, his weakness is in water. He lives in water. I forgot that nigga's a fucking cheater, bro.
2v8 billion and we're still getting smacked. 0 out of 10. Extreme death difficulty. Like, bro, even when they beat him at the end of the movies, he comes back.
I got 20% shot.
And the next villain to beat is also rather difficult. Smile. Smile is that new horror movie where the main villain is a demon, and that demon possesses you to want yourself in front of somebody else, and when they achieve that, the curse passes on to the other guy that saw it, and now they got the demon. But you have a week before you actually want yourself, so during that week you'll be seeing hallucinations of people smiling at you, but it's not real, it's the demon, and yada yada yada. So how I beat him, right? So unlike the rest of these dudes, I literally can't physically fight this guy, because this demon's in my head.
Okay, but I have the mental strength of Goku, Luffy, Tanjiro. My mental fortitude is so powerful, I'm not getting possessed by a demon like that, no matter what I see. I don't gotta worry about that.
I'm gonna use common sense.
Easy clears.
If I see this demon in another person's body about to want himself, I'm I'ma just close my eyes. If I close my eyes, it's not gonna transfer to me because it only transfers to people who saw it. And I didn't technically see it happen because I had my eyes closed. Easy as that. But what if he was doing it in a cool way? What if he was doing a backflip while doing it? I have to look at that. So now I'm possessed by the demon. What do I do now? Well, at that point, the only way to beat him is to click-clack someone else. So the curse passes on to someone else on the planet. The only problem with that is, it's kind of illegal, and you're probably gonna go to prison. But no more demon. And this is when I thank God that I live in the beautiful, flower-filled obesity country of the US of A, where you can find loopholes to end someone's life easily. I have 1 week to get rid of this demon or I'm gone. So option one
your search history in that 1 week is gonna be insane.
Option one is, of course, to become a cop. What? That will only take me a day or two to become one. Then when I get my badge and my badge of justification, I go patrolling, searching for the first person to go over the speed limit. And then I see a man with 2 kids in the backseat going 1 mile per hour above the speed limit, and he's a minority. Bingo. I pull him over, ask for the usual, and then I intentionally press him a little bit to get a reaction.
Yeah.
Then as soon as he raises his voice 1 decibel towards me, and
it's
now
done.
Look at me
it's raps.
with this opportunity.
It's raps.
That's standing right in front of me. But bam! No more smile demon for me. I beat him. Now the demon passes on to someone else. Extra points if it's one of the kids. I'll just say I felt threatened. And knowing America, I'll just get 1 week off paid vacation. You can also do a lot of other things. You can become an Uber driver and try to do a Walter White to your passenger, or just take your worst enemy to Burger King for a Whopper. The opportunities are endless to get rid of this smile demon. I'ma have to give this 8 out of 10, pretty low diff. 1 good fart from me could kill anybody within a 20-foot radius, so.
What the absolute fuck is this? How did you find this? The generosity, bro. What is your search history? Cause this don't make no sense, bro.
Easy mode. Next, Jack from The Shining.
I don't know this either.
Bruh, just get a gun or buy an air conditioner. Easy, no diff. Next, white people. Get out. Now, this is probably the most threatening enemy for a person like me. They literally mind control black people to take over their body, and they learn these men.
Am I the only one who got jump scared by the frog?
Men and women by using their daughter to date a bunch of them, or just kidnapping them. However, other than the mind control stuff, they're pretty much a bunch of regular people. But this is the hardest enemy I have to face, because I have a chronic problem with white women. Cause if it ain't snowing, I ain't going. You know what I mean? I love me my snow bunnies. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, I love. Wait, no. 1 out of 10. I'm not winning.
I feel that. A nigga like me, I'm racist, so I don't got nothing to worry about.
White woman would be the death of me. I got one more villain I can guarantee you I can beat the dookie out of. Ghostface from Scream. Ghostface is literally just a dude that honestly just gets lucky. These guys are stupid. I'm surprised they even killed anybody. These dudes are the clumsiest murderers I've ever seen in a movie.
And the worst part about Scream is that they literally will predict, hey, it's not a good idea to go to this party, guys. This guy's probably gonna be there. And they still go to the parties. They call out what's gonna happen, and they keep, they fall for it every time. I don't understand, but I love Scream so much. It's so entertaining, but so frustrating.
Like, bro, they're the type of people that slip on a banana peel. You can throw the nearest object at him, and it will slow him down. Throw a bottle, a bookshelf, your grandma. Anything will slow this dude down. If you have enough stamina to run at least 30 seconds, you're fine. Even if you ride a rascal, you can beat him. It's not hard. I'm rating Ghostface a 10. He's just too simple for a muscle man like myself.
Easy. I'm not getting trapped by something that's ugly. That's my first advantage. I get a 20-point overall boost to all of my character traits if something's attacking me is ugly. That's why if a pug comes up to me, I can punt it like 70, 80 yards. You feel what I'm saying? If I was in the middle of the ocean and I see a blobfish, I'm out swimming it. I could probably take on a great white on the way of out swimming that blobfish. That's just how my characteristics work.
Terrifier from the movie Terrifier is about Terrifier terrifying and murking random people.
But I'm only going based off the first movie because the first movie was so bad I wouldn't dare check out the other two. Like I did not like Terrifier at all. It was not good to me.
One Mexican down.
I know his name is Art the Clown, but Terrifier is more fun to say. Now, when looking at him, he looks like your ordinary killer clown, and he is, but the difference between him and the rest is that he's brutal. He will deal with his victims in the messiest, most grotesque way possible. I don't even think I can show you any of the ways of how he do it, cause this
I saw her.
But he
saw that coochie.
A woman in half from her poon to her head in front of her BFF. This dude crazy. However, I don't think he's all that terrifying based on my observations of him. In the first movie, when we get introduced to him, we as the audience can subtly tell that there's something different about this guy from anybody else. I don't know if you can notice, but this man's teeth is terrible. It looked like he never picked up a toothbrush a day in his life.
Straight from Great Britain. My fault. My fault to all the English over there, to the 3% of y'all watching. But besides him looking off, the blonde best friend acting like just because it's Halloween, he should look like this and not talk and stare at her friend like this was ridiculous. Then she has the nerve to sit on his lap and take pics. Was that what they were doing in the early 2000s? We were just sitting on strangers' laps? Taking pics? What? Look at the nostril. He was sniffing down your neck.
He at least got gingivitis or mouth cancer, so that'll lower his stats in a fight against me. He technically fighting 2 battles at once. He also gets bitched by the pizza shop owner for being weird and creepy. Now, this would have been an amazing moment to jump on. Even though at this point in the movie, he hasn't killed anyone yet.
What is this?
Him having a staring problem at the shop alongside his whole demeanor, I'ma assume he's trying to start something. And we fighting that. And since everyone else in the shop hate him too, they're joining in with me. Cause the way he do these murders, he strikes me as someone you can win against if you can sneak him or come in numbers when he don't got a gun. Now I know he's technically a demon since he gets revived at the end of the first and second movie, but he got no other demon powers. Plus his revives takes at least 2 to 3 business days to do. So
so if you kill him and you dump him in like under like what 100 pounds worth of soil or throw him in the ocean, like it's gonna take him a while to get out of that, so you're gonna be good.
I have time for seconds. I just gotta be on my toes. This is low to mid diff at best.
Who made that mess?
Oh, I have not seen this.
Longlegs is about an FBI agent who gets assigned to a case of a string of murders, and each one leaves a note signed by Longlegs. This guy. However, what's weird?
Okay, like I said, my characteristics, he's actually one of the ugliest things I've ever seen. So I'm getting a 30 point stat boost. Longlegs is not touching me.
About these murders is other than the letters left at the scene, there's no physical evidence that this guy is the killer. Even though he definitely is. Like, look at him. He gotta be guilty of something. The reason for the lack of evidence is because there's 2 more accomplices to the murders. The main character's mom and Satan, the devil himself. They've been creating dolls of their victims, giving it to them, and having the devil do the rest. So this is a powerful force I'm dealing with. How am I supposed to beat these guys when they have the literal devil on their side?
Cause I got Jesus on mine. Easy raps. That's easy claps, I mean. Easy, bro. Like low diff, not worry about it.
Well, joke's on them, cause I deal with the devil every day.
Talk to him!
My struggles.
Talk to
temptations.
Talk to him!
Anger. And almost half the time I end up winning because I have God on my side.
Yeah!
And in a fight against these devil-worshipping demons, I believe he will give me the strength of 1,000 young niggas to punish these sinners.
1,000 YNs is crazy.
Or death boxing match.
Satan versus 1,000 YNs. Who coming out on top, bro? We already know who's coming out on top, bro. I'm putting 20 bands on the YNs.
So yes, I could confidently say, on God, I'm beating the devil alongside his ugly ass disciples too. No diff. I have the Holy Ghost with me.
Exactly, bro. A Quiet Place. I haven't seen it, but I heard you have to be quiet. That is a problem. How do you do anything quiet? Imagine you poop one time. It's over. Lord forbid you have the runs and it's just a thunder coming out of the bathroom. You can't be quiet. It's impossible.
A Quiet Place takes place in a world where monsters called death angels just popped up in New York and started killing people.
Of course,
although
it's in
these
New
things
York.
are blind, you can't make any sound or noise because these things will find you. So you gotta stay quiet. This is gonna be more of a how'd I survive than me beating them. Cause what I look like trying to fight this. I'm not Epo. First, I'm a travel.
This might be like the first horror movie character that I don't think I could handle, just off the fact that like they're not even that ugly either. They just like, they're strange aliens, but ugly wouldn't be the word I use, you know?
Solo or with my direct family. I'm not traveling with no other groups, none of that. Especially if they got a kid with them. Second, no kids. All of them gotta go. Cause they'll be the first ones to get us killed.
And like, also, I have the opposite of constipation. So if I'm always pooing, like there was no chance to begin with. Like I'm just genetically not modified to survive something like this. So that sucks. I guess I'll give it to a quiet place.
Be crying over the smallest things. Plus, they won't be able to run from these monsters with their little legs. They're a free meal for these things. And I'm not trying to be the appetizer. And I'm only talking little kids. If your kid is old enough to know when to shut the hell up, they're cool. But if they aren't, I'm sorry to tell
like 12 years old?
I highly recommend you to abandon your children. They'll only hold you back just like in real life. Who knows? They might be able to survive on their own, maybe, probably.
They not Clementine, they're not Ellie, bro. They are not surviving on their own. Don't even try to give them hope.
That's not nothing. So only family, no kids, and a lifetime supply of moon pies.
Yuck.
Gotta stay fed somehow. In fact, we probably don't even gotta do all that. Cause spoilers, their weakness is high-pitched frequencies. So you can basically go to PetSmart and buy a dog whistle and have them beat. These guys aren't even much of a threat. They're like a little puppy that can rip you in half. When looking at them like that, they don't seem too scary no more.
High-pitched noises. So you're telling me when they come up to me, catch me off guard, I get jump scared and I scream. My high-pitched jump scream is gonna scare them off. I take back what I said, bro. I'm no diff in this. What?
Or do they? Meaning they ain't gonna be a challenge for me. 10 out of 10, I'm surviving a quiet place.
Yeah, what?
Wild scream.
I need you to shake that booty. I'm blocking you, brother.
Unfriended is a movie taken.
No, I do not.
Placing a Skype call. A group of friends are chatting, then the ghost of their friend that self-destructed exactly a year earlier joins the call and starts murking them one by one, until one of them confesses about recording and posting an embarrassing video of her, which ended up being her 13th reason. And the ghost power level is pretty strong.
Oh, this is the ghost. I feel like there was one where it wasn't a ghost. I feel like there was a movie where like it was the same thing, but it was like an active person. Or I'm just completely misremembering this movie in totality.
Can physically break into their house and is shown powers of mind control. So she ain't like some of those other ghosts that exist just to haunt you and be spooky. This ghost means business. But
okay.
Y'all know me. No person, ghost, or demon gonna catch me lacking. I know I can beat this ghost. The only reason these guys had a hard time with it is because these group of friends are dumber than a sack of potatoes. Although they do try calling the police once and attempt to track the ghost down as if it ain't a ghost, they don't do nothing else to fight against this ghost. They just play along with its death games. And I'm just wondering why none of these guys are leaving. Granted, the ghost said if anyone leaves the call, they die. But they can leave the house without the ghost knowing while staying in call at the same time. Everybody's screaming and distracting on there. Laura ain't gonna notice. By the way, that's the name of the ghost. And even if she were, we don't know that because they don't even try it. Or even better, secretly text everyone in the chat to turn off their Wi-Fi at the same time. So they all leave the Skype call at once. Because with this, they technically did not leave the call. They got kicked out, so it doesn't count. And even if it do, it can't go after all of us. It's one ghost. Only one of y'all gotta die. Not me though. Or we could do the best option, which is to confess your sins. Cause spoilers, the main girl in the movie was the one that filmed Laura's 13th reason and posted it. And earlier in the film, when she was researching how to stop ghosts from killing you and your friends on FaceTime, the website said admitting guilt is the only way out.
Wait. So you're telling me I'm dying because someone else posted a video of you? Did we know of said video that got posted? Because if we don't, I'm guilt tripping Laura or Sarah or whatever her name is, because that's not fair to me.
So all she had to do was say, Yo, about the video and the bullying and me being the reason you shot yourself.
Yeah.
My bad. Like, I didn't even know you were gonna do all that for real.
Yeah.
She could have just done that, but instead she blames her friends when the ghost asked who did it, getting them killed with her still dying.
Oh, so it was all her fault. Okay.
The whole time. Unbelievable. All of this bloodshed was completely avoidable. I've listed a few good options to beat this ghost and save your friends' lives at the same time.
So this
but
is
you
low
know what
diff.
this girl does at the end of the movie instead? She goes on chat roulette, begging people to call the police for her. Now, if this is not the dumbest option, I don't know what is. Tell me, would you go on Omegle, talking to niggas from Timbuktu, begging them, please call the cops, a ghost is killing us on FaceTime? Like, why would that idea even cross your mind? These guys are so dumb in the movie. There's no saving.
She's clearly not that intelligent, okay? From what I've been told from you, she's not the sharpest tool in the shed.
Dumb, but they're saving me. I am not dying in this situation, even if these were my group of friends, because I'm going to be in that call confessing and snitching like I just received a Happy Meal at interrogation. I'm all for ride or die, but dying is always the last option for me. And if I don't have to, I ain't going to. This is a low diff ghost problem. I'm surviving.
God's flying to America. Boom, we're done.
Godzilla needs no introduction because everyone will know them when their big ass shows up. Some might say they aren't a horror movie character.
Unless he eventually goes to America. I've never watched Godzilla. If he goes to America, I'm gonna go somewhere like Cuba. Ain't no one going to Cuba. What are you going to Cuba for, Godzilla? Huh? Oh, well, you have no reason to. So yeah.
But I know the Japanese would hate to see this nigga coming, so I'm counting them. Not only do they stand at more than 350 feet, but some of its powers include nuclear breath, nuclear shockwaves, laser beams, telepathy, regeneration, flight, and fight.
But is it American? Because I'm gonna keep it a buck. If it's not American, I'm not really worried about it, like, at all, whatsoever. Okay, it's not crossing our borders, buddy.
Thing's stats are all maxed. I'm surprised anybody stood a chance at even damaging this beast. Many people would assume the task of beating Godzilla is an impossible mission. But you know what? They said the same thing to Tom Cruise about his missions, and that guy has like 30 movies proving us wrong. So do I have a plan against Godzilla? Of course I do.
Okay.
Listen and learn. Now, fighting, military weapons, and nukes won't work on it.
Not at all.
But you know what would?
The power of friendship.
We build a motherfucking Ava suit to beat Godzilla. These things are not only strong, they're crazy fast, or at least fast enough to dodge his lasers.
What is that even from?
Plus, we've seen how crazy the Ava can be when it goes
like
berserk.
Ben 10.
Against Godzilla, it might have a chance. Now you might ask, how the hell am I gonna get access to an Ava? And I'm telling you, if Godzilla pulled up to Myrtle Beach one day, wreaking havoc, they won't have time to think about military strategy or how unqualified I am for this task. It won't matter, because they'll see my confidence. And when me and whoever the president will be next week meet eyes, they'll immediately be like, someone please get this man a suit and all of our tax money. Ava suit secured. Now all we need is someone's mom to say.
I'm not sure that would be the case, buddy. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's gonna be a tough deal. That's gonna be a real tough deal for you, man.
Sacrifice and merge her soul to the Ava. I vote Beyonce. I believe her soul is stronger than 1,000 suns. Beyonce! With all those requirements put together, I believe I have a pretty strong chance against Godzilla. And if the government so happens to deny my request, then we're all I'm not gonna hype myself up too much, so I would say I have like a 6, maybe 7 out of 10 chance of beating.
Honestly, 7 out of 10 chance of me surviving Godzilla, because I'm gonna just go where Godzilla isn't, and I'm gonna just wait for someone like Degenerosity to actually solve the problem while I'm kicking back on a beach, just enjoying my Slurpees. I don't associate with Slurpees. I don't know why I even said that word. That's the first time I don't think I've said that word for like the last 3 years. I'm getting brain rotted, bro. Shout out Fanboy and Chum Chum.
Godzilla, you know, but it has to be in the suit. With no Ava suit, pray.
I haven't seen this.
First up this time around is Us. Like, the movie. Most people know this one, but you may not, so I got you. Us is a Jordan Peele movie, you know who it is. About a family who, after going to their summer beach house, get visited by another family that looks oddly similar to them.
I've seen trailers of this, but I never watched it.
After getting a better look, they realize that that other family is them.
Yeah.
Yeah, Us is about a family that gets visited by their clones or doppelgangers or evil twins. And it's not only them either. Anyone who lives in America will be paid a friendly
Cardi, my evil twin.
visit by a lower maintenance version of themselves. So in this one, it's quite literally me versus me out here. And I'm just rip the banner right off and say it. I'm beating the out of myself.
Exactly.
The first few seconds, I'm not gonna lie, I'd probably be a little shocked seeing myself because like, my face is that unsymmetrical. But after I gain my composure, the other me gonna catch the meanest right hook. We're talking about a version of me that has lived in a tunnel his whole life. No
Why is she walking
special
like
abilities, no skills that I don't have. Just feral, eating raw rabbits every day, and worst of all, no haircut.
You tell me they have
much
no
of a confidence.
They just like they just out of the woodworks.
Guy in one, yeah, I'm whooping him. He gonna be scared of me. I might even enjoy it while I do it too. I mean, think about it. This is literally me. So anytime I've been mad or disappointed at myself, now is the perfect opportunity to let all that out in a healthy way. And before you say, well, what about all the other clones for every other person? From my understanding, the clones only go after and kill the person that they're supposed to be. And if I was in this movie, I wouldn't plan on fighting anyone but myself.
Exactly. What do I look like taking on other people's clones? Like, you gotta handle that yourself. I'm not fighting your clone for you. You gotta face yourself eventually.
Helping anyone fight themselves. And that goes for my family too. I'm sorry, Mom. You're gonna have to fight your demons on your own. So my only focus will be taking out myself, which, as much as I'm hyping it up, would probably be a bit traumatizing.
Oh yeah, that would be sick.
Clone, that's some deep stuff. Like, I would have to bury myself and see myself lying there. Like, damn, my face really is that unsymmetrical, huh? But I'll get it done. I'll get over it. I mean, bro, this dude is 5'9". Of course I'm whooping him.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Now this one is difficult. And not only is it difficult, but this is also one of the ones y'all said my strategy was booty for, so we running it back. We all know the main man in this one, Freddy Krueger. You know, pizza face dude, knives on his—
I honestly would just show him a picture of Wolverine and he'd be spooked. He'd be like, oh my gosh, he looks so much better than me. His aura, it's unfathomable. How could I ever compete? Easy laps.
His fingers fitted up like Waldo, and scariest of all, he can murk you in your dreams. That's right. Besides his face looking like a medium cheese pie from Little Caesars, the scary thing about Frederick is that he could get you in your dreams. So one moment you could be dreaming that you laid up next to your dream girl, then blink, you just had a one-night stand with Freddy Krueger. In your dream, but still, it felt real. And on top of that, he kills you. Once you fall asleep and Freddy is set on you, 90% of the time, it's wraps. Meaning this dude, Freddy,
which means you just have to be better than 90% of people. And that's easy.
And I'm gonna have to deal with it. Like I mentioned, last time I came up with a plan to beat him that I thought was pretty good, but y'all thought it was trash. So I got a new strategy. Hear me out. So since Freddy over here is trying to kill me in my dreams, it's safe to say to defeat him, I'd have to kill him in my dreams.
In your dreams,
and here lies our first issue. Cause I don't know if y'all ever fall somewhere in a dream, but that junk is nearly impossible. It's actually horrible. One of the most frustrating things ever. You'll be trying your hardest to throw a punch and get pieced up 86 times before you even wind your arm back.
Now that I think about it, I don't think I've tried fighting anyone in my— I've never had dreams where like fighting was— where I was actively fighting somebody. Or I just forgot them. I can't remember. I think anytime that there's conflict, I'm running, not fighting. But at the same time, in my dreams, I have a lot of lucid dreams where I could just fly or do a Kamehameha. And I'm letting you know right now, Freddy is not surviving no Kamehameha, bro. And he can't fly, can he? Like, I'm gonna just fly away. The only time I would be vulnerable in my dream is in like the last 10-15 seconds of my dream where I'm slowly waking up. So I can't fly no more. I can't use my super abilities. But by that point, they're dead. Freddy's not surviving me. Freddy would be running from me.
I'm just moving at the speed of a sloth. Like, I thought this was my dream. Why am I losing? And even when the hits do connect, it's either you got freaking Labubu's for fists with how soft the hit is, or the dude you're punching is a brick wall. So I can't even fight Freddy even if I wanted to.
I'm fighting Freddy.
What am I gonna do?
I'm fighting him.
I can't beat up Freddy, then what's my plan? I didn't know either. I really didn't.
Like, that's the thing. Like, I can't remember Nightmare on Elm Street too well, but none of those kids had creative dreams. All of their dreams consisted of them running away from Freddy. Where's your superhero dreams at? That's the problem. They didn't read enough they didn't read enough comics, enough novels, enough nothing. They weren't reading.
I started thinking and thinking and thinking, and then it hit me. Lucid dreaming.
Exactly.
Now, you may be asking, Derek, what the heck is lucid dreaming? Lucid dreaming is pretty much like regular dreaming, except it's not. Unlike a regular dream where stuff is just happening. In a lucid dream, you could do whatever you want, be whatever you want, create whatever you want, pretty much anything. All because you're aware that you're dreaming. And as someone who has been dreaming every single night without fail since birth, I've gotten plenty of reps in dream world and have had time to hone my abilities.
I've had reps.
Me
Exactly.
punching Freddy. If I'm in control of my dream, oh, don't let me be in control of my dream. I could literally summon anything to defeat him. An army of sharks.
I'm not summoning nothing. I'm defeating him. He's gonna take this.
Sharks, whatever I want to do to defeat him is gonna work.
Easily.
I'm like that kid from Shark Boy and Lava Girl. So y'all can bump my old strategy. I like my new one more anyways.
Invisible Man. Okay, that just sounds like BS. I don't know what this is.
Alright, y'all gonna have to hear me out on this one. Invisible Man is about, surprise, an invisible man who stalked his ex after she left him. I'm not gonna lie, 8 out of 10 usage of invisibility. But he's not only stalking her, he's also trying to ruin her life, making her look crazy, framing her for murder, you know, just doing messed up stuff. So that's what we're dealing with in this one. A psycho ex who's not only trying to ruin my life, but is also not visible. And I'm not gonna lie, I was intimidated at first. An opponent that I can't see, that's low-key scary. But then I used 5% of my brain power and realized, bro, this dude is just a ghost without the perks of being a ghost. Like, what scares people about ghosts is not that you can't see them.
You can't touch them.
Otherworldliness of them. The fact that they're no longer human. But this dude, he can't phase through none. He can't possess nobody.
He can't?
He can't even throw no objects across the room.
Like, he's still there?
It's gonna be stuff only a regular dude can toss across a room, like a TV remote. Or like a toaster. All he can do is go invisible. Oh, but you can't see him, so he's gonna catch you off guard. And oh no, he ain't. Because in this movie, the invisible man isn't even trying to kill the girl. He's just trying to ruin her life and get her to have his kid. So I don't even gotta worry about this dude laying a finger on me. He just wants my baby. And if that's the case, that makes things even easier.
Facts. I'ma be in the bed, naked, laid up, legs spread. Be like, I know you're in here. Something about not being able to see you makes me a little bit more exhilarated. Where are you at? I'm gonna slowly feel that hand creeping on the inner thigh, my inner thigh. Like, oh, here you are. You're right there. Go reach under my pillow, stab straight to the neck. Whoa. Or arm. Probably go for the arm. That's the safest bet. And then try to feel my way from there.
I would know exactly what to do to get him off my case. The second I get a sneaking suspicion that this dude is somehow invisible and is stalking me, I'm immediately hitting the local Costco and buying bags of flour. But we ain't baking. As soon as I get home, I'm covering my entire apartment floor in flour. And since I live in New York, it won't even take long. What, like two bags of flour should be enough. And the second I'm done with that, I'm posted, waiting. Eventually, this invisible man
you taking a lot
pop up, and when he does,
easier route than me.
I'm gonna know exactly where he's going. And
actually, I think my route's easier.
I start tossing blankets and towels into the air until eventually one lands on him. And from that point on, it'll be easy. The invisible man gonna be real visible and he gonna cast these hands. And I
don't think that's that good of an idea though. Cause think about it this way, guys, right? Have y'all tried throwing a towel on somebody? If y'all ever got a towel thrown on, it's so easy to knock that thing down. Just knock it down. It's not gonna be that distracting. It's a quick knockdown. You're not really gonna be able to get that on them. You have to be really close and you have to know exactly where they are. It's not gonna work unless as soon as you throw it, you see them move it and you shoot. I forgot about guns. Like, yeah, if you shoot them once you throw the pillow, throw the whatchamacallit, but if you doing hand to hand, yeah, nah, you're not getting that towel on them.
Part like I mentioned earlier, he's a regular dude that's not gonna want to hurt me because he wants me to have his kid or whatever. Like, bro. So yeah, Invisible Man, easy peasy. I can't say the same thing about the next one though.
Only thing I know is that rock looking thing.
And the thing with all this group of scientists who after one day save a husky that was being hunted down, come to find out they actually saved an alien. The Thing. An alien with the ability to take over and shapeshift into any living creature, including humans. Turning this lab of scientists into pretty much, I'm not even joking when I say this, a game of Among Us, trying to figure out who or how many of them have been assimilated. Bro, this one is scary. First off, that cute dog was a trap. I thought he was here for belly rubs and petting, but nah, he fooled us. Did us how the whites did the natives, just lies. Secondly, I gotta stress this again. This thing can literally become us. After doing some gross, bloody, body horror looking stuff, it can replace and replicate us down to a T. Everything, your hair, your eyes, it knows if you're any or outie. Bro, think about how terrifying that would be. Until you straight up see someone die, you wouldn't know what's going on, who got turned, or when they got turned. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. This one might be a loss.
Sounds rough.
Y'all know I'm a professional self-glazer, but even I know my limits. If every single dude aboard this spaceship is a genius scientist, and even they're confused, what chance do I have? Have y'all seen my GPA? Putting me in a room with geniuses like this is like putting a WNBA player in a room with a boys' middle school team. There's levels to this. Lady, if they all sit in there blaming each other, saying smart stuff, and then turn around and ask me to weigh in on the situation, I'm a panic.
You're gonna be the one who looks like it.
I won't know what to say.
You'll be the one looking like them bosses, bro.
Myself. Even stuff that you think I would be smart enough to catch on to, I won't catch on to. I'm sure of it. Like the whole alien leaving blood behind after it turned someone thing. Yeah, I wouldn't get that. I would have the completely wrong reaction. Like one of my crewmates could come out the bathroom acting normal. I go in and see it's covered in blood. What you think I'm gonna say?
He killed him. Like, what do you mean? Or he turned it.
Who got their period? I'm telling y'all, I don't have the IQ for this. So the thing, I am not surviving. Best case scenario, I burned the whole lab down like they did at the end of the movie, and
I don't know the thing, so I can't really give an astute like observation. But if it's like cloning and you know there's something there cloning, just kill everyone there. Easy dub.
I take myself out with the alien. This is another one of the ones y'all said I had a mediocre strategy for. Or should I say lack thereof? Because last time I said I'll just murk his mom.
I might just taunt him. I might just build a replica of his mom or something. Build like a statue or something just to rub it in his face.
Friday the 13th, Jason Voorhees. We know him. You know him. Big guy in a hockey mask, chills by a lake, and sometimes rocking a machete or a spear or really just anything he can kill you with, he's rocking.
Or is that Michael Myers? I might be getting Jason and Michael Myers mixed up. Who's the one with the dead parent?
This one, I gotta make something clear, and a lot of y'all are gonna agree, but any version of Jason where he's not a zombie, I'm winning against, no question about it. Last time I gave him way too much credit because I was comparing him to game Jason. But when you really look at the facts, before part 6, notice how the people Jason killed weren't ever properly prepared. No one ever had a shotgun.
Not only were they not properly prepared, but you have to like look at their builds, bro. Anyone can hunt her down, right? Look at him. He does drugs. He's never in his right state of mind. He turns around and see Jason. He probably doesn't think they're real. Easy to hunt down.
No one ever had a shotgun or a
easy to hunt down
pistol. You know why? Because if Jason pre-part
like, what are we talking about, bro?
We saw a group of teenagers in the woods partying, doing dumb stuff, looking like an easy kill, but they all had Glocks.
Exactly. Like, of course you're gonna get someone when they're in their house walking in their robe. Of course, you could do that. It's not a feat, Jason.
On their hips, he would have turned right back around and would have took his big back to his mama's crib and waited till next summer. And that's probably happened before. Why do you think there was a 2-year break between part 3 and part 4? Jason was still mortal. He wasn't trying to get shot. So any Jason before part...
He was getting blicked up by regulars. What do you mean you just let her knock you down to your feet, bro? She weighs 115, maybe 130 at most. And she got you on your back. And I'm supposed to be afraid of you? Okay, buddy.
I get shot. So any Jason before part 6 is getting met with slugs, deagles, MP5s. But part 6, Jason and beyond, that's the Jason I gotta worry about. Because this Jason not only has the hunting skills and brute strength of the previous Jason, but since he was literally revived from his grave, this guy probably smells like shit. Really though, I mean, thanks to it, he's immortal and stuff. It's not that big of a problem compared to, you know, that. But I don't know. I imagine being chased by Jason gets much scarier when you can literally still smell him right behind you. But yeah, this dude is a problem. Immortal, crazy hunting skills, and smells like a deep fried can of cheeks. How do I plan on...
Is he still scared of water though? Because if he's still scared of water guns.
Surviving. Well, although it's almost as hard as the last one, I have a plan still. I addressed this recently, but the reason 90% of the people in Jason's movies die is for 2 reasons: stupidity and booty calls. For some reason, even before...
So, as long as you're a smart version, you can survive. We're all locked! That's easy!
Before part 6, these dudes have been willingly showing up to a secluded camp knowing that there's rumors of a psycho killer there and getting down every single time. Babe, let's go skinny dipping. What is wrong with y'all? So what's gonna immediately give me an edge in this situation is just simply abstaining. Might be a little hard though. Telling me to turn off my charm is like telling a bird not to fly. I mean, even the other day, I was walking by this spot and this group of ladies called me handsome.
Nursing home?
I love nursing homes. But once I'm abstaining,
I'm in here. I'm in here. I'm telling you. I'm a genius. I could survive. That's me letting you know I could survive, bro.
my plan will already be in motion. Because not only will I get to keep my clothes on, but now I'm no longer Jason's priority target. Meaning all I gotta do is chill in the cabin, don't go outside. When I hear a strange noise, don't go investigate it. And most importantly, the big key to surviving this one.
Go home.
The second I hear a scream, just get the heck out of there. And you may be like, how, Derek? You can't outrun Jason. Well, a lot has changed in these last 2 years, because now your boy can drive. Yeah, so he may be able to outrun me, but good luck outrunning a 2013 Acura TF. And I don't care if you say running away from Jason is so lame. I've seen him punch a dude's head off. I'm trying to survive. You fight Jason then.
Still, I feel like spraying him with water guns, easy clap.
Don't Breathe is about a group of houseburgers who one day decide to rob the wrong dude, thinking it would be an easy
survive. Don't rob. Don't be a criminal. Like, that's easy.
They decide to break to the house of this blind old man, only to come and find out this wasn't no ordinary blind dude. This guy was a blind ex-Navy SEAL. And after seeing that he's strapped—
He's still human? Even if I did rob, easy claps. I thought he was gonna be some superhuman. Bro, that is a normal man. Oh yeah, no, that's easy.
They have to find a way to get out his crib without being detected. Yeah, this is a good movie, great even. But as much as I like it, this one is just too easy. My guy, Navy SEAL or not, he's a blind old man. This isn't the freaking the stone pillar we're talking about. Yeah, he's a veteran and he does have a gun. But we acting like this dude got seismic sense or something. Like he's gonna click his tongue and know where everything's at. Nah, it's nothing. It's nothing like that at all. He got regular ears just like me and you. Like, come on, y'all can't tell me the title isn't dragging it a bit. Don't breathe? Bro, you can breathe, bro. If he's in the other room, you can breathe. Just don't go around panting like a dog. I'd honestly be more scared of this dude panic shooting me than like putting me in a blind Navy SEAL chokehold. And yeah, some parts of the dude's house are really dark and the dark is pretty scary. But what's stopping me from picking up my phone and turning on my flashlight? It's not like he's gonna see it. So in this one, the second I see him pull off some crazy military—
I just see him grab the gun right in front of him, bro. Why did you not shoot? Okay, first off, the second I see him with the gun in the house, I'm going to the nearest window and I'm leaving. Can't go through a window. I'm gonna just wait till he circles back around and I'm exiting the front door, or I'm going out the back door. I'm leaving.
On one of my burglar buddies, I'm gonna be like, oh, that. And I'm not wasting no time. I'm taking my shoes off, turning on my flashlight, and tiptoeing myself out that door. And worst case scenario, if he boards up all the doors and windows before I can escape—
how is he boarding everything up?
But it may come with a sacrifice. If he's in my vicinity and I truly feel like he's about to find me, I'll have to do it. I'll have to potentially sacrifice my phone. I'll open up TikTok and play one of those. Y'all know those play this if you feel unsafe audios? Yeah, I'll play one of those and slide my phone to the other side of the room. From there, he'll either be too terrified or too distracted to know what's going on behind him. Then I'll tap him on the shoulder. Well, bam! A vase straight to the head. And he literally won't see it coming. And before y'all try and shame me and be like, oh, but you're a—
since he's like part of the military, low-key, I'm gonna just play the Pledge of Allegiance. Like, he can't do nothing. He has to stay there and pay his respects. I'm playing the Pledge of Allegiance. We lost. I'm knocking him out while the allegiance is being pledged.
Burglar in this scenario, and that's an innocent old blind man. No. If you've seen the movie, you know what's in his basement. So a vase to the face is calm compared to what these prisoners are about to do to him when I call the cops. And yeah, it's just that easy. I mean, come on, y'all. This is a blind guy. Would y'all be scared to rob, I don't know, Stevie Wonder's crib? No. Insanely talented artist, but I don't think he won't be able to stop me from robbing him in a one-on-one.
Annabelle? Bro, I'm tanking this stupid doll, bro. I'm just kidding, Annabelle. You're not stupid. You're actually very lovely. Adorable doll. Like, I would get one of you if you were a real doll, but like, you know what I'm saying?
This is another one I've gone over before. Michael Myers. Last time I told you I was gonna whoop the boo-boo out of him because he was old and I seen Corey do it to him in Halloween Ends. But after 2 years, I'm willing to admit it, y'all. I was wrong on this one. I'm not beating Michael because of what Corey did to him in Halloween Ends. I'm beating Michael because of what Laurie did to him in Halloween Ends. Yeah, I said it. You thought I was gonna brush past the fact that this dude got overpowered by his 61-year-old grandmother? No, I ain't. How could I?
I didn't know that even happened, bro.
Just get overpowered by Laurie. No. Laurie straight up wrecked.
He's getting punked by grandmas. What type of nerf is that?
In a 1v1. Killed him. Not much for that whole you can't kill the boogeyman. Guess what, y'all? He's dead.
How much of a nerf is that?
But you can't do what Laurie did. Laurie knew him better than anyone. She studied him. What did she study? I want to know. Was there like a freaking highlight reel of Michael's first outing killing people? I want to know. Tell me, please. I'm not moving my stance. If anything, y'all saying I can't beat Michael that first time around made me want to prove to y'all I can beat him even more. So my strategy for this one, just 1v1 him like
exactly. I was about to say that. Run the ones.
I think I'm stronger than a 61-year-old lady. And since this Michael was all beaten up and old and infections and all that stuff from the last movie, I'm definitely beating the brakes off him. Especially if I go for his mask. I might not even have to fight him. This dude Michael be acting like a iPad kid when you take his mask. Give it to me. Throw that junk into a wood chipper and tell him to go fetch. So Michael Myers, 2 years later, and he's still getting whooped by me. Unless it's Prime Michael, he's probably cooking me. That's pretty much all the horror movies I wanted to go over this time. And as y'all can see, third time around, and I'm still unstoppable. I know some of y'all are sad that the series is over, but I'll consider doing a part 4 if, and only if, we get 125,000 likes on this part before September of next year. First time doing a like goal, so I'm a little nervous. And moral of the story? Alright, who got their period? You know, I've said this before. When it comes to scary entertainment, horror games got it. But what if we took it a step further?
Yeah.
What if instead of playing these games and controlling the characters, we went for that full immersive experience and we're in the games? Would we?
You know, playing the games is already a stretch to me, man. Horror games, they are not a blast. I don't know how y'all do it. I don't know what that adrenaline rush of being chased by something that's like 6'3", 576 pounds. I don't know what thrill y'all get from that. I'm talking to you, Outlast. I don't know what thrill y'all get from that. I can't do it.
Survive? Well, that's exactly what we're doing today. Today, ladies and gentlemen, once again, we gonna be going over some horror games I could easily survive. And I don't got no time to spare. Y'all know what we do. Strategy, game plan, thought process, and of course, some of the ones that I can't.
Every single one. Every single one. The Fears of Fathom, they're normal stories. Every single one of them solved with a gun. Bro, move on, bro.
A lot of y'all may know that I've gone over this series before, but in case you don't know it, Fears to Fathom is like any other horror game series.
Come on now.
Except these games are based on true stories. And not like The Conjuring based on a true story where they exaggerate everything like a pencil will fall and they'll be like, it was a demon! Nah, I'm talking real stories with real events submitted by real people. And that makes these games automatically way scarier than other games. Last time I went over one of these, I did Carson House, which is about, spoiler alert, about your headaches break.
Yeah, like Carson House. I played Carson House. Easy survive, man. Like, what do you mean? Look at her. Look at her build, first off. Like, yeah, she has a crazy wingspan, but she's also 85 pounds at most, bro. Kick her at the ankles once, she won't be able to walk for 3 weeks. Like, come on, man.
Breaking into your crib and trying to kill you. I know. Relatable. So this time I decided I'll go over the latest installment of the series, Fears to Fathom, episode 5, Woodbury Getaway. In this one, we play as this girl who's planning a cabin trip with her buddies, and since it takes place in 2007 and Airbnb didn't exist yet, they rent this cheap spot through a website like back in the good old days.
That thing said, first off, let me tell y'all what I would have did. Cause they already own one right now. I don't know if y'all spotted the first mistake. It's not $99 a night. It's not rent a cabin 828. You know what I'm saying? These aren't the red flags. This thing has 2 reviews and it's a 3.1 star. Where y'all have to also remember, people pay people to gas their reviews. They pay for fake reviews. That's a real lot. So you're telling me they didn't even fake the reviews. A 3.1, me personally, I don't do anything under 4 stars. I really don't like doing anything under 4.5 stars. 4.4 is pushing it. I don't think I'm touching 4.3. They went to a 3.1. That's their fault. That's all them.
Like back in the good old days. But on the way up there, stuff gets a little weird. First off, one of the two friends that was coming on the trip with you starts running late. So you're stuck alone with your other friend, which you may be like, oh, how was that bad? The other friend is a dude, which wouldn't be a problem if he wasn't a dude who clearly likes you. Yeah, and he's not so discreet about it either. He's one of those, where my hug at dudes. Type of dude to smell the top of your head when he hugs you. So you know.
It smells like Tom Ford. I'm ready to drop my panties right now.
Don't get me salivating.
That's already bad. Then the area the cabin is in, the locals are just weird. And I'm not even saying that because they're all chopped. Like, you know, they're nice, but weirdly nice. Like,
I thought that was Slat for a second, this guy. First look, I thought that was Slat.
they're nice, but weirdly nice. Like, you know what I'm talking about? That ever happened to y'all? You go to another state or city and everyone there just seems off. That junk is scary. I remember one time I was in Pennsylvania visiting a friend and we stopped at the mall and it was the weirdest thing. I'm in the mall, right? And these dudes walking past me are like smiling at me and greeting me and stuff, like, ugh.
That man met pleasantries and met happy people, and it just threw off his whole equilibrium. Everything was thrown off the second he saw someone smiling. That's crazy.
I thought I was in the mall, not Chick-fil-A, bro. Keep it pushing. And just when you thought it couldn't get any weirder for our main character, when they arrive at the cabin, they find the owner of the crib just chilling there. Yeah, like imagine your Airbnb host is just kicked up at the spot you rented talking about some, oh, my bad, I was just fixing the sink. Like, are we serious? This is what 99 a night gets us? Or at least that's who they thought
it is 99 a night.
Because after our friend leaves to go get our other friend who was running late, we're left alone with this host. And after we receive a message from the host while he's right in front of us, we realize this guy is not the host. Yup, Woodbury Getaway is about a stranger infiltrating your cabin without you even realizing it. Which is kind of like the last one we did, but he was already in there, so it's different. But yeah, that's what we're dealing with this time. And
so if the owner never told you they were there and they said they were gone, I get how you could assume like, boom, that gotta be the owner, but technically you know it's not the owner because the owner said he not there already. Man, I don't know.
I'm gonna be honest. This is just too easy.
It is easy.
You're telling me my opposition in this one is
it's
an old man who, let's be honest, is homeless. He's illegally staying in someone else's crib. He's homeless. And what? Has a hammer for a weapon? Oh, please. At least the one from the last game was a knife, so she had like, you know, some extra durability. But this dude is a regular. Matter of fact, I'm gonna save myself the time and the energy and do what the girl should have done when she found out this guy was a phony. If I was in this, the second I get a text message from the actual host while this phony host is right in front of me, I'm gonna simply be like, excuse me, let me go to the bathroom real quick. And I'm texting my weirdo friend to come back immediately. He gonna come rushing back because, you know, he like me or whatever. And at the same time, I'll tell the actual host to call the cops just like in the game. And after that, it'll be happily ever after. I'll be Gucci Kabuchi. Energy saved,
that's not a hard one to survive.
Saved, and I didn't even break a nail.
Period. Resident Evil, which one? If we're talking about the one where we had to go find our wife, I'm not going. If we're talking about the one where his crib got blasted and they took the baby, that timeline isn't even happening because I'm not going for the wife. Resident Evil doesn't happen in my life. It just doesn't.
I know I had to bring it back. Once again, we got Resident Evil, but this time, Resident Evil 8. If you don't know this one takes place a few years after Resident Evil 7, where after saving our girl, we finally settled down and had a baby.
First off, if people felt the need to pull up to my crib, shoot it up, and take my kid, it gotta be a demon baby.
Oh my goodness, can I get an applause? Can I get an applause? But although things started off good,
I'm gonna give it to
something gotta go down. And this one might have one of the craziest intros to a game I've ever seen. Because within the first 2 seconds of this one, my wife, the mother of my child, the woman I hold so dear and cherish so much, gets gunned down immediately.
As she should.
Me and my baby both get kidnapped. Yup, and just like the last game, I'm tasked with rescuing my baby. But instead of it being from a Louisiana home, it is a whole castle. Yeah, just keep the baby, bro.
Exactly.
At this point, I'm gonna just do a full reset. Do you know what I went through in Resident Evil 7 to get my girl back? Just to see her get mowed down right in front of me?
It's not worth it.
Just keep it, bro. I already dealt with them hillbillies. You think I'm gonna go and rescue someone from a castle now? What you think I look like Mario?
I'm already not dealing with the hillbillies
that well for me to go face off against a freaking fish monster, a doll maker. Yeah, I know how I feel about dolls. A lady who's practically a vampire, which I don't mind this one that much. And no joke, a dude who can manipulate metal. Yeah, They got me facing
They're going against Toph. You want me to go against Toph for a stupid baby?
off against freaking Magneto. And that ain't even including the
Okay,
little
buddy.
minions running around and the final boss. Keep the baby, bro. I'm surviving this one. I'll move to Jamaica and just start over.
Not even moving to Jamaica, bro. I'm moving to the next town. I'm gonna forget everything
Now,
happened.
this game
Dead
is
by
probably the
Daylight.
most different one out of all of them. Yeah, it's a survival game like the rest where you're being chased by a killer. But
Yeah,
the
but you
thing
have to
about
do
this
the
game is
engines.
these dudes got everybody and they mama on the roster. Yeah, I'm talking Chucky, Michael Myers, Ghostface, Leatherface, Pinhead, Pyramid
Yeah,
Head,
but it's only, like,
Jigsaw,
2
the
people at
Ringer,
one time,
Freddy
right?
Krueger, a Xenomorph, and a Demogorgon. Like, are we serious? A Demogorgon? Y'all already had a Xenomorph.
I haven't touched this game.
And to make things worse, this is already on top of their very own roster of
But
killers.
I did hear about, like, the player base on this game loves this game. Loves it, but I haven't touched this.
This is ridiculous. Like, how am I supposed to hang? I know my strategies be elite, but if these dudes jump me, I won't even have time to think. But luckily
depends
for me,
how many
the
they're
game
there.
isn't played like that. In the game, yeah, there's hella killers, but you face them one at a time. So with this
That's easy.
knowledge, now do I stand a chance?
Yes.
No. Because even
Well,
if you
you
do
don't?
manage to outrun these dudes, the only way to leave the airs in this game is to fix 5 generators, which is like, look at me. I look like I could do a lot of things. Swing a baseball bat, maybe run a deli, but fix a generator? Come on, y'all.
I mean, but they have regular smugglers already doing it. So if the regular smugglers can do it, I can.
Let's be real. Yeah, this is looking like a loss. And I know once the other 3 people I'm with get murked, there's a little hatch that opens up that you could escape through, but that's only if you find it. And I never did. Even in my most consistent era of playing this game, which was, I don't know, 2018, I would never find a hatch. So I'm not banking on that. I'm sorry. This was a loss, y'all. Don't get it twisted, though. I ain't saying I'm losing to all the killers. Now when there's people like Chucky and Ghostface running
Yeah,
around,
I'm
know
not
they're
worried
getting
about them.
But a majority of them, yeah, I won't lie.
I'm taking that pig, whatever that pig is. Until Dawn? Oh yeah, I'm easily surviving this. Yeah, I'm camping the cabin. I'm never coming back to the cabin. What do you mean? Or we have 2 friends who died at this cabin, and our idea is, man, let's go back so we can more than. Why can't we go back during the summer? Why does it have to be where everything has the potential of going wrong? Why does it have to be in the middle of snow? I don't like the cold. I'm not going during this time of the year. If it's only cold there at this cabin, I would have never went in the first place.
I'm not gonna lie, this may sound crazy, but this might be my favorite horror game ever. So be prepared for the yap. Until Dawn is a decision-based horror game where we follow this group of teens or young adults who are staying at a ski lodge. Pretty dope trip, I gotta do it one day. But after
Ski
playing
lodge,
a
man.
bit of a bad prank on one of their friends, it kinda sorta maybe leads to her and her sister's death. Yep.
Rip
Body's never found.
bozos.
But it's not over, because after these tragic losses, they get the bright idea to come back again the next year.
Makes sense,
2
right?
of their closest friends die because of them, and instead of calling it quits, they're like, so we bringing Uno next time.
wanna
or-"
spin back?
But this time when they returned to the lodge, stuff was different. Because this time there was not 1, not 2, but 3 potential killers after them. Who are they and why are they doing it? I'll get to that in a second. And with no power in the crib or service on their phones, they have to try and survive until dawn. So yeah.
No service and no power on their phone. They had no escape route. See, that's the thing, but that's the difference between me and them. I would be prepped. I would be prepped. I'm a prepping type of guy. I like being prepared. I'm a prepared type of guy. I would be prepped. Went to a cabin, we ran out of power, and I can't just turn on the generator in the same building. The generator's in another area. Oh, yeah, okay, buddy.
This won't be easy, but I always find a way. Before I even get to my strategies though, and
like,
yes,
where are they going, bro?
strategies, because I have multiple, I gotta make a few things clear when it comes to what we're facing in this game. Because when I said we're going up against 3 potential killers, I kinda lied, Because in the game, 2 of the killers ain't even like really killers. They're more like misunderstood. One is Josh, who's the brother of the sister that died because of the prank. And to me, if he actually did want to murk the whole cast, except Sam and Chris, I'd understand. You think you're just gonna indirectly kill my sisters and it's gonna be peaches and roses? Nah. Still, I wouldn't want him to, but I'd understand. Instead though, he takes on this Fugazi Jigsaw personality to prank them back. And the other is the flamethrower guy, who is not very well kept, but he's not a bad guy. As a matter of fact, he's actually trying to take out the real problem in this game, the Wendigo.
Yeah, the
skinny,
Wendigos.
ugly, bald monstrosity.
See, like, why do they have a butterfly tattoo? Oh, to represent the butterfly effect. So, first off, the flamethrower guy, like, he won't be a problem because he's already trying to be friendly, even though he probably has an attitude. Johnny, like, bro, look, did you look at him?
Instead, though, he takes on this Fugazi Jigsaw personality.
Even still, bro, he's out of here, bro. I'm not worried about him.
Guy who is not very well kept, but he's not a bad guy. As a matter of fact, he's actually trying to take out the real problem in this game, the Wendigo. A skinny, ugly, bald monstrosity. Hella strong, hella durable, hella fast, can imitate people's voices, and its only weakness is fire. This thing is
its only weakness is fire. You know me. I'm gonna get right in front of it. Better lose yourself in the moment, you won't.
Problem. And while you may be thinking, well, on the bright side, you only gotta worry about the one Wendigo, right? There are 14 of these things. Not just all roaming around. I don't want to make it seem that crazy. But if I made the wrong choices and ran into the wrong building, I could run into them. So yeah, this just went from difficult to extremely difficult. But yeah, I think I'll be good. I mean, not to brag, but I'ma brag. I got the good ending on my first run of the game. Yeah.
Good job.
I did abandon Emily in those mines though. Point is though, I got this. All right, so we already know that in the game, I'm gonna have to deal with at least one of these lanky dudes. But TBH, I'm not even thinking about that. Cause part of my first strategy is realizing all this stuff only started happening after that dang prank. If you ain't know, all this stuff only happened because the main cast of the game pretty much pranked their friend Hannah by convincing her that the guy she wanted, Mike, was down to get down, if you get what I'm saying. But when she got in the room and found out it was a setup, she ran out the lodge, leading to her sister running after her and both of them, you know, dying. And this junk pisses me off to this day because, bro, talk about over dramatic. I understand they pranked you, you were humiliated, you were embarrassed, but running out into the snowy woods with no coat during a blizzard? Nothing. What you think? You in a movie?
Oh, here he goes blaming the victim.
Is Hannah really that innocent though? Really? I'm not saying what happened to her was deserved. I'm not saying that. But that guy she liked wasn't like some rando or something. It was one of her best friend's boyfriend. And I can only speak for guys. I don't know if ladies got something like this. Y'all can let me know if y'all do. But guys have a rule for these situations. Okay. And it goes something like this.
Talk to me.
You don't do that. So honestly, a prank is calm compared to what I've seen other people get for doing the same thing. But I will say, where they dragged it was the whole recording thing. I was like, mother, is that a selfie stick? The point is, all this happens because these dudes wanted to prank her and record her. Whether Hannah was being over dramatic or was innocent or whatever, doesn't matter in this situation. Because if I was in the game, this wouldn't happen at all.
Yeah,
that's
was a stupid
my first
prank.
strategy.
Exactly.
If I was in the game, I would have caught off the prank. Put the selfie stick down, Matt. All of this could have been prevented if they just had a simple conversation. And the funny part is, the girl who orchestrated this prank wasn't even the girl that was dating Mike. It wasn't Emily, it was Jessica, the girl who ends up taking Mike from Emily later. So what was the point in all this? That's like me snitching on you because you attempted to go rob a bank and then I go rob that bank. Yeah, strategy one, I'm calling off the prank. Even if I didn't know this other stuff, bullying is just not in my nature. Unless I'm on the game, I'm a pretty nice guy. But let's say all this stuff still does happen.
And that your sister already died.
I come back to the cabin the next year with the whole crew.
I'm not coming back. That's strategy number 2. Not coming back.
Fugazi, Jigsaw, and a Wendigo. Well, that's also pretty simple. Here comes my second strategy. We know that Josh only got a chance to play Psycho Killer so well because he was left alone with only 2 people. But if I'm there, not a single person is leaving that crib on my watch. It's true. I don't care how bad Jesse and Mike want to get one in or how bad Emily wants to get her bag. No one is leaving the lodge until we get them lights on. Once we do, they can go die in the mines or
that makes perfect sense. It's pitch black. We have no service. Why are we venturing out in the middle of the night in the snowy woods? We can hardly see. And y'all want to venture around?
Mountain if they want to, but until then, ain't no one
Come
leaving.
on, bro.
And with everyone forced into the crib, Joshua over here won't risk doing any of that stupid Jigsaw stuff. Oh, but what about the Wendigo? You don't even gotta worry about that, because this plan kills 2 birds with 1 stone. Because after we get the lights on, the Wendigo won't even come near the crib. Why? Well, because from what we know, they only hunt at night. Meaning, the light during the day probably affects their vision. Meaning, a huge source of light like this house would be a turn off for the Wendigo.
Absolutely.
Meaning, we good. Wendigo gonna have to hold another L. She ain't eating me. It's just that easy, y'all. It really is.
Mouthwash. Ooh, okay.
lot of y'all asked for this one. Mouthwashing is a horror game where we follow this crew aboard a spaceship who are stranded after some idiot on board caused their ship to crash. And with no one coming to save them and barely any supplies, they try and hold out with nothing but a little bit of hope.
Is this not very easy? Chain that man Johnny or the guy, like who are we? I don't want to be the main character. Wait, it's the main character we don't want to be, or we don't want to be the other guy? No, we don't want to be the main character, bro. Hold up. If I'm the main character, I'm just killing myself. What? Oh yeah, easy.
And hella mouthwash. Boom, we got the whole setup. Now before I continue, let me just say, this game mouthwashing is throughout the whole game, we're always the bad guy.
Yes.
And we're not playing as Jimmy, who, if you don't know, I might as well be the devil. Like, he's a terrible guy and an idiot. Actually, the same idiot who crashed the spaceship. We're playing as Curly, who obviously isn't as bad as Jimmy, but bro, this man is the GOAT of doing nothing. I just can't be either of the main characters in this game.
Exactly, bro.
So for this scenario, let's just say I'm a part of the crew instead.
Bet. Okay, I'm a part of the crew, but I'm not a main character. Okay, so I'm gonna be Daisuke here. Okay.
What am I gonna do to get out this situation? I mean, what can I do? The ship is destroyed. We don't got much besides mouthwash. And if we step outside, it's space. So we're dead. What I will do though, even if I am gonna go out, I'm not gonna
get back on G-Man.
Stupid
or
Jimmy
get back on Jimmy,
our
bro.
precious oxygen on his ship. Forget all these time skips. Day 0 after the crash, me and Swansea paying Jimmy over here a visit and packing him up. After that, me and the rest of the crew could just slowly go out, cause hey, at least Jimmy's gone. Mouthwashing though, yeah, this is a lot.
I mean, yeah, you really can't survive unless you foresee the future of Jimmy and then get him out of there beforehand. It's an impossible situation because all the wrong is already done.
Parasocial is another Chili as Art horror game just like the first time around, but instead of playing as a barista, this time we play as a female streamer. Yup, all my Discord members, your dream has finally been fulfilled. Derica FDB is finally real, kitty headphones and all. But being a female streamer ain't all sunshine and rainbows. Cause yeah, I already know some of y'all gonna be like, what you mean? You could just boot up a hot tub stream and run up some donos. Nah, it ain't that sweet. I mean, I could do that. But my point is, there's things that come with it. Whether you're playing into the meta or just being regular, as a female streamer, you gotta be careful. Cause them same dudes donating, spamming W's, you know, tier 3 sub for 4 years, could be the same ones thinking you their girlfriend and following you home. And that's exactly what this one's about.
And that's why you gotta live in an open carry state. If it's not open carry, you shouldn't be living there. Not if you're a female streamer. Need a security guard on you at all times.
Social relationships. Meaning, we got another stalker on our hands, ladies and gentlemen. So that should be easy, right? Just pop my domain like I did last time and I win. Nah, cause in this game, it's a bit more elaborate than that. You see, the stalker in this game has multiple chances to get me. But for some reason, he don't. He sees me at the store, he sees me in the elevator. The dude even gets into my apartment and he don't do nothing.
How does he get in my apartment though? Our door just doesn't lock? The locks just don't work? Like, how does he just get into the,
What is wrong with you? What, you just stalking me for the love of the game for sport? Try and kill me already. This dude even pulls up on me in the coffee shop and starts watching my VODs right next to me. Nah, I'm not gonna lie. If
that's
this
crazy.
On me, just expect to get popped or the authorities called.
That's happened to me. I was chilling, sitting down. This kid came up right beside me, blasting my video in my ear. Just blasting it, bro. He didn't say a word to me or nothing. And y'all don't understand, like, I'm not exaggerating at all. I didn't look to my left because I truly don't know how close he was, but I'm telling you, this is what it sounded like.
Viral TikTok foods from recipes to snacks, starting off with a Gatorade burger.
I felt like I could hear his phone speaker vibrating in my ear. I promise you, bro. I felt like I could hear it vibrating.
On you immediately. I'm not playing. But the point is, this dude is just not doing anything. Instead, what he'll do is he'll pull up to my stream and say all this weird stuff in my chat. Like, what is going on?
I go to Chill's Coffee too.
Stalk people often, so I don't know too much. But this isn't regular stalker activity. He would have struck by now.
No,
so
it is.
What
Trust.
is going on?
Trust.
Well,
I know.
It turns out, while you do have a stalker, it's not actually a tier 15 sub from your streams. It turns out it's your ex. And not just him, but someone he hired to stalk you. His uncle who's pretending to be a cop so you don't go to them.
There's a whole lineup?
And his mama who's pretending to be the building manager to monitor you.
What? Wait, okay. Why do they have so much free time, bro?
How the frick did he get his mama in this? And he's doing all so he can look like a hero when he comes to save you from your stalker and get back with you. I know,
What?
insane. And while I am pretty smart, you know, I know big words, homeostasis, I don't think I would figure this out.
I
so
wouldn't
then,
either.
how would I deal with this? Well, after some
I mean,
thinking,
it's not like you're dying,
it hit
right?
me. Bro, I'm a streamer, a female streamer. Sorry, I just like doing that effect. It has nothing to do with it. But I'm a streamer, a pretty successful one at that. 2K live viewers?
Yeah.
That's pool. And that pool is gonna be what wins me this one. Imagine this. The stalker, after successfully following me around for the day,
gonna whip that
tuned
phone
into
up-
my
phone
stream
out?
to torment me and send me some more cryptic messages or whatever.
Yeah.
As soon as I see his messages pop up on the feed, all he gonna hear is, yo, chat, find out where this guy lives. His heart gonna immediately
Wait, hold on. Okay, no, that's not what you want to do, bro. That is not the move. That is not.
immediately drop to his ankles. And considering my viewers are Japanese, I have no doubt they'll find every drop of info about this
That
man.
is not
and
the
that ain't
move,
even
bro.
racist. Japan got one of the highest average IQs, so back off. In fact, they'll find so much info that my ex will have no choice but to call off his little ruse. And then he'll leave me alone. No violence, no bloodshed, just a little intimidation.
Was
of one
there
of his
any violence or
employees,
bloodshed
and he'll
that
realize the
was gonna
power
happen?
These VTuber holds. Only downside is I'll probably get banned if I'm streaming on somewhere like Twitch and lose my livelihood. for it.
Exactly.
And before you say, oh, but you could just tell me you were being stalked and felt unsafe. You think Twitch cares about their streamers' safety? Nope, but parasocial, I'm surviving. That was pretty much all the horror games I wanted to go over this time, and y'all know what to do. Comment down below the ones you guys.
As always, all is survival by me. Right? I don't. What was? I mean, mouth washing, like you literally can't survive, so that doesn't count at all. So all is survival by me. Maybe a few scratches here and there, nothing too serious. The black phone. Number one.
First time I heard about this movie,
Number one was scary. Number two was. I'm not gonna lie. Number two was a snooze fest.
Watching one night for fun. You know, spur of the moment.
Number
type
two
of
was a
thing.
snooze
Watching in
fest.
theaters for that real scary experience. He ended up ditching me and go with a girl instead, so I watched it on TV. But it was still pretty scary. I'ma just assume you ain't never seen it, so if you ain't know, in the black phone, we follow this kid named Finney Blake, American kid from the suburbs in 1978. And while he may live in the suburbs and look like the average American around this time, let me tell you, this kid Finney, this kid is not living the American dream. First off, he gets bullied at school, which, you know, already sucks. Getting bullied, that sucks. But this is 70s bullying too. Not 2000s getting called the hard R on the game. Nah, this is put your head in the freaking toilet bowl and beat you up for the dumbest reason.
Wait, what? Let me look at those feet again. Dog, what is happening right here? The toilet bowl should be right here, no? So the toilet bowl not be. So this is not getting a swirly, bro. This is. Oh.
And beat you up for the dumbest reason type of bullying. I don't like your glasses. 4 eyes.
This is like Mongol type of bullying, bro.
I was beating up people for being visually impaired. And then speaking of beat, Finney's father.
Oh yeah, he was in.
I thought Hispanic moms were bad, but this man be raising a belt off any little thing. Like his temper could have been a horror movie on its own. Like Finney will be munching on his cereal, minding his business. You think you could slurp that any louder? Like damn, bro, you got some super hearing or something? It's the 70s. Let him enjoy his crunch logs in peace. Mind you, this is all only like 12 minutes into the movie, and I already felt bad for the kid. Dad beats you, born in the 70s. This dude's life is terrible. But to top it all off,
let's make it
just when you
worse.
thought it couldn't get any worse for the
Let's
kid,
make it
one day
worse.
while he's walking home from school, Finney gets kidnapped. And this is where the horror really starts. Because the dude who kidnapped
lives
Finney
balloons
is one of the
thinking he's Pennywise.
strangest, one of the most just unsettling killers I've seen on screen. The Grabber. Which, not the best name, I'm not gonna lie to you.
I don't know, for what he was doing, I think it's a top tier name. Imagine you walking down the street and someone passed you like, you better be careful, the grabber's on the loose. What is he grabbing? What does he want?
Grabber? That could mean a lot of things, bro. But in this case, it's because he be grabbing up kids from the street and murking them. That's right. And to me, this guy is by far the scariest part of the movie. Like for some horror movies, it's the atmosphere or the jump scares. But in the black phone, it's this guy.
It's just the guy, the grabber.
All types of killers in these movies before, but the feeling I got when this dude was on my screen was just, ugh. Cause you know, he likes to do these weird psychological torture games to the kids he kidnaps. Like first he'll start acting like he's a nice guy, doing this weird Johnny Depp's Willy Wonka voice that he does. Hurt you? I'm not gonna hurt you. Now why would I? Do you want some soda? Let me get you some soda.
Yeah, he just starts biting his toenails.
That's actually how he sounds to me. Then he'll do these things to test the kids, like leave the basement door open. But if he catches you trying to sneak out of it, he'll beat you. Yeah.
He's prepped with no shirt on, like he's ready for BDSM. He has a frowning face. Well, I don't know if his mask is always like that, but his mask is a frowny face, like he's upset that you tried to sneak out.
According to him, for being a naughty boy, whatever that means. And that's really his whole goal while you trapped in his basement. This dude is just itching for you to be
He's unpredictable. That's the problem.
The scariest thing about this dude to me is he's a smart killer. I noticed this while I was watching. As the movie goes on and Finney gets more advice from the dude's victims through the black here. Because tell me why I'm looking at who he killed, right? And I notice this dude started killing minorities. And I ain't saying it's okay when it was white kids. No, I'm not saying that. But you gotta put it in perspective. This is the 70s. You tell the cops back then a Mexican kid is missing, they just gonna be like, oh, he probably went home. They might as well be gone with the wind in the 70s because NBC ain't covering them. And
he probably went back to where he belongs. Like, 70s, they did not care. This African-American boy, I haven't seen him in 3 days. We should be sharing, right? Celebrations. Woo! We haven't seen him in 3 days. But I swear I saw this Native American kid last week, but he hasn't been to class since. Well, good riddance.
I don't know about y'all, but to me, that's much scarier. A lot scarier. Cause that means this dude was smart enough to switch up his game plan to avoid getting caught. He was probably sitting in his room like, all right, next month I'll do white, black, white. Is that too much white? That junk is scary, y'all. I'm telling y'all. If it wasn't for him getting greedy,
the colors are matching a little too much.
Led to his demise. A lame one at that. Like, how you gonna get pieced up by a preteen, bro? I'm telling you, this dude would have never gotten caught. He was playing meta.
I don't know this one. And I know horror movies. I don't know nothing about no orphan.
Oh, God. But I had the black phone first for a reason. It's not even close to the scariest horror movie I've watched. A movie that's a bit closer though is Orphan. Like, black phone scares me because I imagine being a kid and running into that dude. But even as an adult, this one freaks me out. This movie is so good. I don't even want to hint at what it's about yet. I mean, obviously an orphan, but you know what I mean.
You're gonna
so
do
orphan,
it.
We followed this married couple, Kate and John. And even though these two definitely got it better than Finney over there, I mean, look at their crib. Life ain't perfect and stuff ain't always sweet, especially in marriage. And trust me, I would know.
Yeah,
I've had like 3 divorces on Sims. But in Kate and John's case, it's not divorce. It's that they lost their baby. And this loss clearly flung Kate into a depression. She took up the bottle, started seeing a therapist. I've been popping bottles. Stuff. And then John,
sparkles and champagne.
Not so much. I'm not gonna say he wasn't sad, but I couldn't see it. All I saw him trying to do was get one in with Kate. But hey, I ain't judging. Some of the happiest dudes you be seeing be the saddest, so maybe that's how he copes. So to finally deal with the sadness, Kate and John decide they want to give that love they would have gave their daughter to another kid because they're just sweet like that. So they go to the orphanage, which I never understood how these things work, like parent-wise. Do you just come in and pick the one that looks most like you? Like, oh, look at this one, honey. This one has your eyes.
Oh, look at this one. Blonde hair, blue eyes. Yeah. Oh, minority, get it away. Or like, come on, honey. Let's choose a minority. It'll make us look better for our vlogs. Let's, sorry, ma'am, can you show us the darkest kid here? Yeah, they're gonna eat this up on my channel.
Or can you just adopt any kid, even if they're nothing like you? Because if that's the case, I know exactly what I'm doing. I'm gonna just line up all the kids and tell them to race. Fastest one coming home with me. You might take it out, buddy. And Kate and John must have been thinking the same thing I was. Because out of all the kids they could have picked from the orphanage, they chose the most gifted one. A little girl by the name Esther. And you've seen the title. You don't gotta play dumb. There is something wrong with this little girl. And before you
her name is Esther. And I feel like Esther means something, if I'm not wrong. Hold up. What does Esther mean? A woman chosen on account of her beauty by the Persian king, be his queen. A book of the Bible could out like it could out.
No, it's not the fact that she dresses weird. Come on, y'all.
It just gets better every bite.
He's just Russian. It's worse than that. Far worse, which is crazy because at first when you're watching it, Esther looks like the best daughter in the world. She's polite, she's smart, she learns ASL to talk with her, or not talk, with her new deaf sister. She's great. I mean, it's no Project LeBron, but this is still amazing stuff. Almost
Too amazing.
Because the longer these two live with this little girl, the more cracks they start to see in this little perfect daughter image. Like, first thing we see is that she has a bit of a temper problem. This girl from school tried touching like the ribbons around her neck, and she just flipped out.
What are you touching my neck for? Oh, no, no, I'm with her. What are you touching my neck for?
Like, all right, maybe that's a Russian thing too. And then there's the scene where she walks in on Kate and John coping with their loss, if you get what I'm saying. And instead of being traumatized like a normal kid, she just stares? What kind of? And that's not even the weirdest part about that one. Because after Kate saw that Esther saw them, you know, she feels the need to give Esther the birds and the bees talk. So she pulls up on her. Esther, when two people love each other very much, you know, they want to show they Yeah, I know. She was not expecting that. And then the thing she did that just really took it over the top for me with this girl was that after Kate and John's son accidentally shot a pigeon while he was playing with a paintball gun, and I'm saying accidentally very loosely here because the dude literally aimed his sights in and shot. Then he want to be talking about, so I didn't mean to. Shut up. Esther pulls up on him and tells him he needs to take some accountability, which is facts. That's facts. By putting the bird out its misery. Oh my goodness, that's cold, but you are 9 years old. What are you talking about? And the kid, Daniel, obviously couldn't do it. Telling me to kill a pigeon.
So now Esther about to just
what?
start chucking it at him.
Esther does it. No hesitation or nothing, just bop. There is something wrong with this little girl. And Kate eventually realized something is up too. So she starts doing some digging, calls the orphanage to find out what's wrong. And see, if I was the parent, I'm calling too, but I would have just said, forget figuring out what's wrong. I would have just called up.
Hello?
I want a refund.
Mine just killed a pigeon. Y'all do refunds or?
And Kate doing all this investigating actually made things worse. This is when things get scary. Because if you thought Esther's antics were bad before, you don't even know. Because remember, I told y'all, Esther is a smart girl. Very smart. So when she gets wind of Kate's plan to find out who or what she is from Sister Abigail, she decides to handle it in
Is she gonna kill Abigail?
And tactful way. Nah, I'm just kidding. She kills her. Yeah, even with all them cracks.
Abigail, you have to be better, bro. You have to be better. Oh God.
From earlier, I did not think this 9-year-old was capable of murdering anyone, much less a nun. Scared. Y'all remember Kate and John's son, right? Daniel? Well, before Esther burned down the treehouse, Daniel saw her hide the evidence in the treehouse. But Esther saw that. So she pulls up in his sleep and tells him, if he says what he saw to anyone, she gonna pull up on him again and cut off his hairless balls. His balls? I don't care what no one says. Freddy, Jason, and Michael ain't never said something that scary to no one before. I was around this kid's age when I first seen this movie, so that threat felt like it was at me. Had me sitting there clutching my nuts in fear. There is something wrong with this girl. And the worst part is no one can prove anything because she's 9. The cops won't believe that. Tell them she murdered someone.
What I'm doing is the next time we have dinner at the family table, or the next time we're preparing for dinner, I'm putting her in a chokehold. Then I'm telling my parents everything and saying we need to get rid of this demon baby.
And burn down a treehouse, they just gonna be like, why? Which is a good question. Why is she doing this? Is she possessed? Is she a demon? Is she a skinwalker? Why is this little girl so evil? Well, at the end of the movie, that's when it all makes sense. So after this girl Kate gets sedated for pretty much pimp slapping Esther, at this point, let's not act like she don't deserve it.
Wait, she got sedated.
John goes home with Esther and Max and leaves Kate alone at the hospital. And while she's there, she gets a call from the previous orphanage Esther belonged to. Or should I say, what she thought was the orphanage. Because she finds out Esther's last spot wasn't an orphanage. It was a psych ward. Yeah, this little girl is crazy, which makes sense. You gotta have.
How do you mistake a orphanage for a psych ward? What? Like what are we talking about?
Few screws loose to threaten to cut off someone's ball. But that's not even the full explanation. Because this Russian dude tells Kate, on top of being crazy, Esther has been keeping something else under wraps. Last chance to leave, y'all. Last chance. This little girl, Esther,
is a 80-year-old woman who pretends to be a child. She is a boy.
Is not a little girl at all. She's a grown woman.
I was almost there. I was close.
Crazy. Apparently, she looks like this because of some genetic dwarf thing, but my mind was blown when I first seen this. Like, this is some weird anime stuff. A middle-aged woman pretty much trapped in the body of a child? That must suck. You wouldn't even be able to do regular stuff. Like, imagine your friends trying to go to Six Flags and you can't get on anything but the kiddie rides because you 35 in the body of a 7-year-old.
Yeah.
That would be horrible, but that's how it is for Esther. But that still doesn't answer. Why would she go out her way to look even more childlike?
No, that doesn't answer how she's able to be orphaned off. That doesn't make sense. They didn't know she was an adult. How the psych ward though, but she was able to, like, none of that. Plot holes out the wazoo. Oh, it's plot holes after plot holes. Oh my goodness.
Why is she trying to live with people? Well,
maybe I need to watch the full movie to understand, because they seem to know a lot of information on this lady for her to be able to be adopted. Like what?
And she did all this stuff, you know, get adopted, torment Kate, was for one reason. A twist again. The reason she did all this was because
she was actually the secret born baby. And I don't know.
She wants John. Ugh. I know she's really an adult, but this don't feel right. This whole thing from beginning to end was just Esther trying to get herself a man. And there's just so many things wrong with this. Like, you really thought this was the way to do it? Dressing up as a child? That pigtails and dress stuff might work in Japan or with billionaires, but not with a man who's trying to adopt you, bro. Come on, that's gross. And that's who it's the scariest for, at least in the end. Because remember, they went home without Kate. So when they get home, John has to deal with Esther, who he thinks is just a Russian kid he adopted, trying to riz him. This junk is gross. She over here talking about some, but you said you love me. Ugh, seeing someone get rejected is cringy enough, but seeing a father reject his daughter? Fuck. That's something I thought only dudes in Arkansas had to deal with. I don't want to see this. Messed up part is that
was more
John
like
doesn't even
Maine
figure out that she's been fooling them
or
that whole
Wyoming.
time. I mean, maybe he did because he saw her without her makeup when she stabbed him to death, but I doubt it. Kate rushes home after figuring out the news. I mean, obviously she's late. John's dead. But either way, Kate gotta be the realest chick I seen in a horror movie. Because when she was approaching the crib to park up and run inside, she said that and straight up crashed her car into her crib. That's some cool stuff.
What about
Could you
her
imagine
kids?
nothing was happening inside though? That would have been a little embarrassing. And
What
this
about
one
her
pretty much
kids?
concludes with Kate getting back for John and killing Esther by kicking her after she tried to pull a "don't let me die, mommy." And I know I just talked hella about this movie.
What?
But Orphan, it's still not close to being the scariest one. I'm sorry. A movie
I feel like that's
dope.
more creepy than scary. Like that's insane.
Barbarian.
Never seen this one either.
This one was actually suggested by one of you guys a little while ago. And let me tell you something about this movie. This movie is not only scary, but it's weird. Like, movies I thought were
Something
weird
named
for
Barbarian
and that's
sounds
actually what I
weird.
was saving it for, but here it is. So this movie's about a girl named Tess who's staying at an Airbnb in Detroit. I ain't saying nothing. Except this Airbnb got some weird stuff going on in it. First of all, when this girl gets there, she finds out someone else was already staying there. A dude at that. And because of
Okay.
some event going on in the city, she has to stay with him. Oh, heck no. See, I'm a
no.
dude and I'm sleeping amongst the rats before I even think about sharing a crib with literal Pennywise. That's his actor, y'all. Look at him. But that was only the first thing, because later at night, the weird stuff continues. When Tess in the
She's
middle of the
sleeping
night
in the
hears
same
a
room
weird
with a
sound.
random
And I mean
stranger.
weird.
Like, come on. What
Sound like
was
someone
that?
aggressively sucking a baby body.
I thought it was someone who was trying to fart, but they butthole wouldn't open. So just a little bit of air is being pushed out, dog. What?
Heck? But when she looks to see if it's the dude she's staying with, she sees he's asleep. What the heck is going on? And it only gets stranger. The next day, Tess goes outside and notices the neighborhood she's staying in is run down, like bad. I ain't saying nothing.
How did
After
you
her
not-
job interview, people tell her she shouldn't even be on that side of town.
How did
It's
you get
dangerous.
there?
And strangest of all, when Tess gets back to the crib and accidentally gets herself stuck in the basement, she finds a hidden room.
How?
And in that hidden room,
Okay, does she not have enough money to just drive back to somewhere else? You know what I'm saying? Like get some gas, drive back home maybe? Is she on another side of the country or something? I don't know, bro, but I'm not staying there.
Another room. And I don't know what happened in here, but it must have been some messed up stuff. Cause this room had a bucket, a stained mattress, a camera.
That's definitely trafficking, bro. Come on, man. Oh, it's too good.
And a bloody handprint. This is not good. Tess obviously panics, and luckily, at the same time, her roommate comes back. Convenient, huh? And she starts telling him, look, we gotta go. There's a bucket with boo-boo, a camera, and a bloody handprint in the basement. We gotta go.
I'm
leaving.
It's
a horror movie, so you know dumb stuff is like law. Tell me why this dude says,
I should go check it out myself to be safe.
what you mean to be safe? If we just leave and call the cops, I think that's pretty safe. I don't know how Tess ain't think maybe this dude was behind it or something at this point. That's what I was thinking. There's a stranger in your crib. He shows up when you find the stuff, and then he wants to go check it out himself. Come on, bruh. But I realized quickly I might have been wrong. Because after this dude goes downstairs and doesn't respond, Tess goes down there, which again is like, why would you go into the
Why is 911? Like, she should have whipped out the phone immediately as soon as she got somewhere safe.
basement? Again, you knew this man for about 17 hours and you want to play Captain Save a Clown? That could have been my best friend and I still would have dipped. Like, I warned you, buddy. But when Tess goes down there to see what's going on with the dude,
She went
she
deeper?
discovers that in that hidden room with the room, there's a hidden passageway. Yeah, at this point, I was like, Tess, if you go in there, you either top 5 dumbest people in horror movies or I'm the most heartless dude on the planet. Because why would you go in there?
Nah,
he goes
bro.
down
Like,
there, of course.
at this point, if you die, we're just like, huh, well, might be natural selection.
And this is when the true horror of this movie starts. Because when Tess gets down them steps, she finds a few, I'll say, surprising things. First of all, she finds out this downstairs area isn't just a basement within a basement. It's a whole tunnel system. Then in that very same tunnel system, she finds some cages, some very big cages. And then, most surprising of all, she finds her roommate. Which is surprising because I thought you were in danger, buddy.
I thought you would be dead.
At this point watching this, y'all should be thinking the same thing I was thinking when I first watched it.
Oh
Yeah,
Tess,
he's the problem.
It's clearly him behind it.
But
And he's
nope,
trying to
someone
act
better
all
stab him.
scared. This is all clearly him.
That would have got me. That would have got me.
My, out of nowhere from the tunnels came this giant naked lady that just straight up murked
Naked lady?
I mean, like,
What?
really naked. Like, I can't show y'all, but just know they was hanging 10. And this naked monster lady is by far the most disturbing part of this movie. Well, her and how she was made. Like, we don't see it immediately, but after she captures Tess, the actual owner of the house comes through and discovers the same tunnels. And that's when we see how scary this lady is. Because first of all, her speech, non-existent. Cave speak. And you may not find this scary, but I do. I don't want to be held hostage by someone who speaks like speaking in oogas and boogas. Are you mad or excited? I can't tell. Then we find out they call her the mother, which you may be thinking, oh, why is that a big deal?
Wait, so there's just a group of them? You're telling me every single one of y'all got snatched by this lady? You're telling me every single one of y'all got, not a single one of y'all was able to get 911 out? All right,
well,
bro.
the reason they call her the mother is because she wants to be a mother so bad that she feeds the people she captures through baby bottles. Yeah, she's giving them milk. And I thought with her speech, she's running to the grocery store and asking where the dairy section is at, so you can only assume.
That's her own milk?
Right. That's her milk. That's disgusting.
Yuck.
But I'm drinking all of it. Look, it's either that or she starts getting aggressive. And if I'm in this, if she want a baby, she gonna get a baby. The second she put that bottle through the cage, I'm gonna be in there. Plus, at least what happens if you don't drink it. If you don't drink it out the bottle, she takes you out the cage and makes you drink it straight from the source. Which I don't even gotta explain why a giant naked cave lady giving you some.
They can't just team up on her. I saw a grown man in there. Why did no one hit her with the right hook? Nobody?
Mother's milk is both terrifying and disgusting. And I already know there's gonna be some of y'all in the comments saying, hear me out. No, bro, I'm not hearing you out. But like I said, how she was made was even scarier because she may look like the monster of this movie. I mean, she is, but there's a bigger monster behind all this. This guy. And it's okay to be
I thought it was
confused.
Detroit.
Just looks like a middle-aged dude, right? But this guy
takes care
is
of her?
actually a serial killer. Yup, and when I say this dude is sick, I mean,
Like, look at this town, bro. This is like a simulation town, bro. Like where only horrors go on. Look at the lawn. Not even an inch high, bro.
hey, this dude is sick. I mean, he's sick. Because not only was he murking exclusively women on some Doma stuff, but he would have babies with these women. And after he would have babies with these women, he would have babies with those babies. He would have babies with those babies.
Huh. Okay. Wow. That's a twist, all right. There's a lot happening in this movie. There is a lot going on with this movie right now, bro.
I know. Take it all in. Take it all in.
Oh, I'm taking it.
He did this over and over and over again.
His whole life
until
work
he made
is that
the mother, which explains the appearance, the strength.
So it's the incesticity-ism that happened. Oh, that's almost as good as this mac and cheese. I'm not gonna lie, I'll be spooked watching this. Absolutely spooked.
And the cave speak. Yeah, this movie is sick. And now for the scariest movie of the video. It's no other than...
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I was not scared watching this movie. This movie was not scared to me. What you just showed me is infinitely more scary than what this. I can't. Watching barbarians in a movie theater sounds terrifying. But weapons, you know, it's nowhere near as scary.
I got a lot of stuff I want to say about this movie. First, Warner Bros. Hold this is fair use. Now, before I even get to how I feel about it, you gotta know this movie is special. It's about missing kids like the Black Phone and directed by the dude who made Barbarian. And it shows, because this movie was probably the scariest experience I had in a movie theater ever.
No.
I've seen a dude get jumped at the theaters before. If you ain't never seen it, this movie's about a small town where a classroom of kids go missing under mysterious circumstances. 17 kids all ran out their homes at 2:17 a.m. Yeah, 2 a.m., not 3. And all of them never to be seen again, except one. But the strange thing is, when they ran out,
I just feel like this was just a good storyline, a good plot movie, but it was not like... It was not scary.
And now the town and the parents are in an uproar, trying to figure out how or why this happened. And that's all y'all really need to know, because this first half is all it took for this movie to scare me. But I didn't know it was going to be that scary when I was coming in. I came in thinking, scary schmary. But then about 5 minutes into the movie, when I seen that first kid run across the street with his arm stretched out, I want to go home. I can't explain it. It wasn't a disturbing or scary killer. It wasn't spammy jump scares. It was just vibes.
Okay, so you just get scared by different things. Cause I'm not getting scared by the kid running like that, bro. That's not
That's the
scary.
best way I can explain it. This movie had scary vibes. Like, bro, this jump was so scary, it made me realize I might be on the spectrum. No, I'm serious. Because every time I felt tensions rising or stuff became too much for me, I was immediately rushing to cover my ears. I'm serious. I spent about 80% of the movie like that. Pack theater too, I ain't care. That's just how real it was. I ain't care about what the people around me thought. I was just trying to make
you're playing, dog. You're lying. You're lying. You're lying. You're lying, bro. You're gonna say you're trolling at the end. You're lying.
And that's what I think it was with this movie. Like, yeah, of course, there's also a mix of fear of the unknown, but I think the music of this movie, or even lack thereof sometimes, just built this tension. And it makes sense too. We all know horror movies aren't.
That's the thing though. It did build a lot of tension that wasn't really fulfilled, but you were always on the edge of your seat thinking something was about to happen.
Scary without their music. Like, you're not gonna be scared watching The Conjuring if it had freaking SpongeBob music in the back, like, nah, it just wouldn't be the same. And Weapons was really good at it. The music just made me feel like something was always about to happen. Like, there's this one scene early on in the movie where the teacher of the kids that went missing goes to visit the one kid that didn't go missing to, you know, figure out why he's the odd one out. But while she's posted up out there waiting to see something suspicious,
she falls asleep. Yep.
But that's not the scary part. The scary part is while she's asleep, the kid's house.
Yep. Like, this felt like something was about to happen, bro.
To see a door in my life, I'm not trolling. Like, that jug had my heart racing. And then when we saw some lady come out that same door wielding some scissors and walking around like a crackhead, oh my goodness, I was in the theater, ears covered. Wake up, come on, wake up. I was so scared, my friend had to let me know to uncover my ears because I was yelling. And that was just the first half of the movie too. Even the reveal towards the end, spoiler warning, that it was actually the kid's witch aunt behind it all had me a little spooked. And not even because I'm scared of what she can do, I mean, low key, but it's cause look at her, look at those teeth. If this was the first scene they showed in the movie, I would have walked out.
Yuck, imagine that's how the movie starts. There's a flash of her face and they get into the movie.
To go over today, y'all know what to do. Comment down below the movies y'all thought was the scariest, or maybe y'all didn't find any of them scary and I'm just a Either way though, comment down below some movies you guys find scary.
Barbarian, bro. Barbarian sounds wicked. Barbarian sounds like a movie I don't even think I would like be able to convince myself to watch. Like I can't convince myself to watch Saw. I'm not watching Saw. I don't care what anyone says. I will never watch Saw at all. It's not as bad as Saw, Barbarian, but it's almost teetering that line. Why I can't do gore. Like when it comes to gore, I just can't do it, bro. What's the movie that's only famous because it has a bunch of crazy deaths? That's the only reason why. Final Destination. I'm not watching Final Destination. It's just But great video, Derek, man. Shows I would hate to live in.
You know, growing up, just like movies, I always wanted to be on TV. And again, not like on TV, more like in the show. But
yeah, like not all, like in the show, but there's so many times I'll self-insert me in a show and be like, how would the show be different if I was in it and I made the decisions I believe the main character should make? And then I'll just sit down for like 5 to 10 minutes having a whole fantasy in my head. Then I come back to the realization like, oh, I mean, that'll never be me in the show anyway, so it's no point. And I get sad.
But I've wised up. I realized I don't want to be in any of these shows. These shows would be terrible to live in. And that's what we're going over today.
Yeah, regular show would be terrible.
I'll be going over some shows I'd absolutely hate to live in. And don't worry, I know everyone doesn't watch every show. So I'll try and tell you everything you need to know before I explain why I'd hate living in them, all right? And in the end, I'll go over one of the shows that I would not only hate to live in.
Attack on Titan is the first one that comes to mind. But the thing with Attack on Titan is the living in the walls weren't bad. Once we got into the story, it was terrible for the people who were living in the walls. It was somewhat tame beforehand, but then when they went over the walls, it went on downhill.
Also a show I've been meaning to talk about for a minute. And without further ado,
Chainsaw Man. I only watched like 3 episodes of this.
Worst shows to live in. And I'm saying this as someone who loves this series. Like I really do love it, bro. The movie made me cry. But please keep me away from the show. Before I even talk about it, let me give you the rundown like I said.
All I know is that the main character is like a hornball teenager. So his boss or whatever just takes advantage of him being a naive hornball teenager. And that's like the limits of how much I know about the show.
Ever seen it? Chainsaw Man's this anime where we follow this teenager named Denji, who after getting murked by some Yakuza members, comes back to life with the ability to release chainsaws from his body and becomes a devil hunter. And you see, that's where the problem lies in this show. Not the chainsaws coming out the body thing. That probably would hurt though. But the devils.
The devils,
the world
yeah.
in this show is full of them, and these things are the worst. The devils in this show are pretty much human-hating, human-eating monsters that come from fear.
But like, I should get a power if there's devils, right? Like, there's no way they should just let the devils run around with powers and I get nothing as a normal human, right? That's not fair, right?
Human fears, each one of them being a different concept. Concept? What do I mean? Well, let's take for example something I'm scared of. Dolls. I don't rock with them, and neither do a lot of people on Earth. I ain't alone. And in the Chainsaw Man world, this fear we have for them would be enough to create a doll devil, but only one. You following? So now imagine
just
that
one?
whole process I just said, but for like every single thing ever. I mean it too. Everything.
So there's like, so if people have a fear of dolls, there's only one doll monster out there, even though there's more people who have fears of dolls, or is there like constant reproduction of doll like devils?
Devil, a doctor devil, an awkward silence devil. Anything could be a devil as long as people are scared of it. But that's not even all of it, because since the devils in this world come from fear, it only makes sense that the strongest ones are not only the most feared, but they can gain or lose strength depending on what's going on in the world. New Conjuring film drops, Ghost Devil gets stronger. Inflation goes up, unemployment devil gets stronger. Ceasefire happens, Israel devil gets weaker. Message! It's such a cool power system, but like, I'm admiring it from a distance. I don't want to live there.
So like, what about the fear of heights? What's the fear of heights devil? That gotta be a powerful devil.
Be terrifying. You don't know when they could randomly strike. Imagine you just chilling at the crib one day in the living room, minding your business. Oh, wow. It's a really nice day outside. The gun devil just sneezed and blasted away your crib in 5 cities. And they don't even gotta be to that scale. Even if you get rolled up on by a barely scary devil, you'd probably get packed. You're human. And in that situation,
what devil was that devil? What's this? Testicle devil? Strawberry devil? Gotta be strawberries because the eyeballs are the seeds. Got you.
Up on by a barely scary devil, you'd probably get packed. You're human. And in that situation, dying wouldn't even be the worst part. It's the aftermath. It would be embarrassing. Imagine my homies come to my funeral asking what killed me. Did they say what got him? Yeah, They said it was the cheese devil. There's hella lactose intolerant people. It probably
And the Packers, bro. Fear of the Packers and potentially playing them also makes like people scared of cheese even more. This is ridiculous.
And that's not even me mentioning devil contracts. I'm not even gonna get into that. Like I said, I love this show, but Chainsaw Man is horrible to live in. But I'd rather live in
That does sound
Chainsaw
terrible.
Man than to live in.
And what's funny about this show is like it's so jolly looking that it deceives you on how cruel it really is, just like Adventure Time. Like Adventure Time is just so goofy looking. It's just like, aw, you know what I'm saying? It's like, aw. But then you really pay attention to the show.
Y'all may know this show, some of y'all may not, but the ones that do know. For as vibrant and as colorful as this show may seem, it has a dark undertone. Like this show is, you know, the weird brother and sister stuff. And I think
And
the
like,
reason-
if you get killed, you don't like actually die. Wait, do you? I think you probably did. Never mind.
why would I ever want to be in this situation? Why? If I'm in here, I'd literally be trapped. Trapped as a goofy looking video game character, which by the way, can one of y'all draw me as one? I want to see what y'all think I look like. With no memory of my name and forced to go on daily adventures by this lunatic AI that's running the circus. This junk is horrible. And
Terrible.
That's not even all of it, because if, or should I say when, I eventually lose my mind in this world, I'll abstract, which is pretty much the equivalent of death.
Dying,
You become
yeah.
a giant digital monster and they pretty much toss you in the basement. Forever. This place is terrible.
Like
And
when you
that's episode
extract
one
though,
stuff.
abstract, like do you still exist? Like, cause it's basically like dying. There's something that's basically like dying, and then there's actually dying. If you extract, are you still conscious? Cause if you are, oh yeah, that's terrible.
When you combine that with the stuff we learned in the latest episode, man, this place is purgatory. Only bright side about this place is the people you're stuck with are pretty chill. Like hanging out with Kinger or Zubul would be dope. And there might be a way to get out. I know after the latest episode it's not looking like it, but I still believe. Unless it's like that one Black Mirror episode where instead of being a real person trapped, you're actually a copy of someone real, but just in the game. That'd be messed up.
Welcome to Derry. I'm not worried about Derry, bro. I'm not worried about the races. I'm not worried about the clown, cause it knows my biggest fear. The clown, he gonna know its heights, right? What is he gonna do? Bomb me on the side of a skyscraper? It's my biggest fear. Don't mean I'm scared of it. It's just my biggest fear. I'm not scared of it though. Put me on the side of a skyscraper. I'll whip my nuts out. Bro, he got trolled by the, what was the black dude's name? He got trolled by the black dude. If he can troll him, I can troll him too. He got smacked and had to sit down and think about life. If old bro can do that, I can do that too. I'm not worried about this clown. And he has a big forehead. That might be the scariest thing about him. What is he gonna do? Enlarge his forehead? Oh no! Pennywise! Get it out of here.
So I just finished watching this show.
And the racists. Let's talk about the racists real quick. F the racists. I'm just saying, right? In that cabin scene, y'all see a bunch of people pull up en masse. First thing you gotta do is clutch. They came in fact, no, they came into the cabin, guns up, right? Then everyone in the cabin up pull on them too. Why didn't they shoot? You're technically on a military base campus area and they threaten you first. Shoot them. I'm just saying, like, we would have been good. We would have been straight inside that cabin. We would have been straight if I was there, cause my trigger is being pulled. Y'all thought y'all were just gonna up pull on me and think I wasn't gonna up pull back? Yeah, alright, sure. Pulled up to a military base and up pull on people from the military, and the people from the military didn't shoot back. Yeah, okay, sure. Come on now.
And let me tell you something. If I'm not stepping a foot in Chainsaw Man, you couldn't get a follicle of me in Derry. Before I even get into it,
I'll
if you don't
two-step
know, this
in
show,
Derry.
In simple terms, is a prequel to the movie It. You know, killer clown named Pennywise likes to eat kids, but just based in the 1960s, where we learn a little more about him and, you know, see what this motherfucker goes up to before they.
And Pennywise only like attacking kids to be real. He's a little child hunter. He don't want to see no grown man. Bruh, I'm not worried about him, bro.
And the special thing about this show is this is the first show on the list to have multiple reasons why I would never ever want to live there. First of them obviously being this dude Pennywise. A lot of y'all may know I've spoken about this guy on my channel before, saying how I'd beat the white off his skin and bully him to death. But y'all, I don't know what happened in those 20-something years between this show and the movie, but this dude in the show It is way more terrifying than in the movie. Like, I'm not even exaggerating. I don't know what happened, but this dude glued down those 27 years. He's washed. The difference is insane.
As a viewer, I don't think the show is scarier, but I do think he's a lot more active. Like, he was active in the show. He wasn't active in the movies like he was in the show, but he was not scarier in the show. The show wasn't scary, to be honest.
Like in the movie, yeah, he'll do some scary stuff, like transform into a creepy painted lady or a giant lumberjack statue. But in the show, this guy will shapeshift into your deceased mother and make her give birth to you again. Oh, what the y'all see what I mean? This
I think that's just
is different.
For me, that's
Stuff
just
got
nasty,
so
not
for
scary.
the kids in this show that these kids started popping pills to avoid being scared of Pennywise. Like, this is ridiculous. Why didn't I think of that?
They have kids popping purse.
And this dude got an eye on you, just hang it up, bro, because it ain't even up to you. You gotta just pray this dude thinks you won't taste good or he's just not hungry today. And that's another thing that's bad about this. Since you a kid, even if you go and tell people you seen this dude, they not gonna believe you. You a kid, and it's the 60s. Even if you tell your parents, they ain't gonna care. These is Cold War times, baby. World War III can happen any second. Ain't got time to be worrying about your kids. But that ain't even the worst about Derry, because even if you don't run into Penny, like I just said, let's not forget, this show is based in the 1960s, which, in my opinion, might be even worse than dealing with Pennywise. Because aside from the fact that there wasn't much to do in the 60s besides, like, I don't know, smoke cigarettes indoors. Let's remember, these times were not the safest for colored folk. And this show showed that very clearly. Like, I already knew how bad the racism was back then from what I learned in US history. But seeing it on the screen, bro, these motherfuckers was really racist. Like, shockingly racist. I don't want to dive into it too much, but if you want to know how bad it is, there's a scene in this show where this one guy gets wrongfully accused of murking 3 kids. And when he's given an opportunity to clear his name by just saying where he was the night of the incident, he refuses. Yeah, he refuses in fear of getting into more trouble, which just had me thinking, damn, what could this guy have been doing that could get you into more trouble than triple homicide? You wanna know what he was doing?
Sleeping with
hanging
a white
out
woman.
with a white woman. That's all he was doing. Well, a little more than just hanging.
You're on trial for murder for 3 kids. They think you're guilty, bro. There's nothing you could have been doing could have been worse. Well, actually. Like, that is so crazy. He is quite literally the most useless character in the show. Bro is actually just a piece of meat and flesh. Like, he had no use for everything he did just pushed the show like in a negative direction. Not like quality of show wise. It's just everything that he had part in was just bad for everyone else around him.
And she was married. But still, that probably has some of y'all thinking, why wouldn't he just say that? An affair is clearly not worse than murking 3 children, right? And you're right. That would definitely not get you in trouble today. But in the 60s, if the wrong group of white men get wind that their abusive buddy's wife had relations with a black man, they grabbing a phone book, grabbing a rope, grabbing their robe, and then after that, they ride at dawn. Yeah, this junk used to be a death sentence. Do you know how ridiculous that is? Like, killing someone because your wife wants them is already stupid enough. But doing it off the basis of race is just even more stupid. Because does that mean if it was a white dude sleeping with his wife, he would have just been cool with it?
Ah, go ahead, honey. F him all you want.
Yeah, keep me out of Derry. This place is the worst, bro.
Oh, go ahead, honey. Let me watch. I got my special chair ready. Let me watch, honey. As long as it's not big and black. Even if it's small and black, honey. That's a disgrace, because how dare you cheat on me with something small and black? At least make it big and black.
Crazy part is there's even more messed up racist stuff that happens later in the show, but I don't want to spoil. So when you combo that with freaking Pennywise, yeah, this is gonna be horrible. I'm still whooping the movie version of him though, don't get it twisted.
I'm still whooping both.
The show version, if he had my friend Hodges like he had that one dude in the first movie and I told him to give him back and he told me, no. Yeah, keep him, bro. I'll make you friends. Okay? Now, for the show that I've been wanting to talk about for a minute. No need to introduce this one.
I've never watched Stranger Things.
Now, look, I really like this show, but as much as I like it, and as much as it's been beloved for years, and I mean,
I just know Strange Things happen.
It's been out since I was in 8th grade. You know how insane that is? I went from being pretty much the same age as these kids to now I'm freaking 6 years older than them. That's crazy. As much as I like it, if I had a choice, I'm not living in Hawkins, Indiana. I'm not. From season 1 through season 5, this place has been the epicenter of so many problems. It's not
I mean, I'm not living in Indiana. Not Hawkins, Indiana. Just Indiana.
even funny. Season 1, you got a Demogorgon, which is pretty much a monster running around trying to eat you.
Oh, that's
Season 2,
lit.
you don't have a Demogorgon, but you got demo dogs trying to eat you.
Oh, that's
Season 3,
even
you
litter.
got the Mind Flayer, town folk possessed
Oh,
by
that's
the
sexy.
Mind Flayer, and Russians after you. Season 4, you got Vecna, who's pretty much the
did the
one running the
Russians
whole
come from?
operation, going after you. And then season 5 is just season 4, but he's stronger now, and everyone got 25% cornier. This is horrible. And the main cast.
I
is the
heard
ones
y'all
that
are
have-
going through it. Season 5. Yeah, chat. I heard y'all Stranger Things fans are going through it, man. Man, I gotta suck. Like me personally, I wouldn't let that slide. Like what they did to y'all show for real, I wouldn't let that slide personally. But man, that dude gotta suck.
to deal with all of it. And I'm gonna be honest, if I'm in their shoes, I don't think I'm making it. Not as a main character. Whether it be death or me running away, I wouldn't last long. Matter of fact, I'll go down every season and I'll tell you every moment I would have called it if I even made it there. Season 1. The second me and the gang find out Will is missing and find his little girl near where he went missing and she got superpowers, yeah, deuces. Peace out. Unless it's me getting those powers, peace. Season 2, Will start doing that hallucinating neck touching stuff in front of me.
Yuck.
I'm out. Especially if I ever see him cough up a slug.
Oh!
Then season 3. See, season 3 is unique because at first it'll seem like everything is smooth. You know, it's the summer, 11 closed the gate last season. Milfs is chilling at the pool and stuff. We good. But the second
Okay,
I
so this
see
is
we
like
got
in the
Russia
80s?
involved in our business. Now, Russia, a world superpower, is involved in our business. Season 4, I don't even gotta see anything really. I probably won't even make it to Vecna. Cause when I hear the description of Chrissy's body after what Vecna did to her, yeah, I think I'm gonna sit this one out, y'all. And then season 5, man, after the stuff we went through in season 4, anything is enough for me to dip at this point.
Facts.
My guy, Max is in a coma. So the second I hear Dustin say some corny stuff like, I wanna see Vecna's heart on a platter. Are you serious, bro? What are you gonna
No,
do
bro. Go ahead. You and your Hellfire Club. Go ahead and get Vecnus. I'm going home. I'm playing, what is this, the 90s? I'm going home and I'm playing Pac-Man and Tetris, right? I'm playing my Nintendo 64. You go handle that. New Mario just dropped. I'm on it all night.
I'm out, bro. I'm out. And that's just being in the main cast. Even as a regular person in Hawkins, not a part of the main cast, I'm not willing to be here. Because if I'm not in the main cast, that means I don't know anything about what's going on. in this
Why is like
world.
the main cast still there? Like why didn't they tell their family to move or something? Like the family has to be informed at some point. Like I just like, hey mom, like y'all see what's going on, right, mom? Yeah, it's time to go.
At all. So imagine if I'm in season 4 and I hear that Vecna clock. I'm not gonna be prepared. I won't even know what's going on. I'm gonna just be like, hey, that's a neat looking clock. And it's gonna be like that every time because I'm a curious guy. Doesn't matter what situation I'm in. A main cast member, a main cast parent, a civ. If I'm in Hawkins, Indiana, I'm finished.
Why are
Even
you
if
in
I'm going
Hawkins,
straight
bro?
into Hawkins lab and I'm one of them telekinetic force wielding children, I
Ooh.
would just get freaking slimed out by Henry, so it don't matter. Man, you couldn't freaking pay me to be in Hawkins. Even excluding all this upside down Vecna stuff, I still don't want to be there. Not only would I, let's be honest, probably be a nerd so I'd get bullied, but also there's a chance I'd be friends with the main cast, and I don't want to be friends with the main cast. Yeah, it might sound crazy because all of them seem cool and all, but I've been noticing patterns, and I can confidently say, these dudes are some snakes. Who would want to be in a friend group when you got dudes like Will trying to take his homegirl's boyfriend and dudes like Steve who's trying to take Nancy away from Jonathan, who originally took Nancy away from him? If you're cool with these dudes, you must be out of your mind. You can't have shit in this friend group. Especially if it was like the Steve, Jonathan, and Nancy situation. I'd be pissed. I'm too insecure for that.
What is that? What is that? What is leaking out of his eyes, ears, and mouth? Is he underwater? What is going on? Let's go. Let's keep it pushing, bro.
Be pissed. I'm too insecure for that. Let my girl bandage up her ex how Nancy was bandaging up Steve last season in the Upside Down. I'ma be heated when she come back. You like him or something? Why you just let him bleed out? And you might say, oh, that's only 2 or 3 people out of the whole group. And to that I say, that's 2 or 3 snakes too many. Let me put it like this. If you had a batch of 10 apples, right? And out of those 10, 2 or 3 of them could take your girl from you, you probably not buying the batch, are you? That's all I'm saying. I'm not willing to take the rest. These dudes cannot be my homies. They'll love y'all though.
I'm not taking the batch because it's apples.
This season 5 volume 1 is only out, so I don't know how it ends yet. Maybe it'll give me more reasons to want to live there.
Horror movie killers that are unbeatable.
We all know that person who watches horror movies.
Unbeatable.
And smugly says, I would have survived that, or
Yes, but not smugly. It's just a fact.
I would have have just done this instead. This movie is so bad. The
Yeah.
characters are so stupid.
Yes,
But
yes.
after watching hundreds of horror films and analyzing all of your guys' crazy comments,
Talk
I
to
can
me.
confidently tell you, you wouldn't survive these horror movies I'm about to talk about.
I'm surviving
today.
hard eyes easily, but
Not a
continue.
chance. Because not even the smartest or the fastest or the strongest among you would be able to survive the movies we have for you today. And the most terrifying one, it's not what you're even thinking. I'm gonna guilt trip you into subscribing. The dog gets a boop and a pet every single time someone likes this video and subscribes.
If you throw that dog in the oven, I'll like and subscribe. How about that? Roast it for me.
Thanks. His name's Flapjack. Let's kick things
Turn him into one. I'm sure he's delicious.
off with Heart Eyes, a movie that proves how screwed you'd be when the very people supposed to protect you are actually the ones hunting you down. You know that sinking feeling when you realize the Wi-Fi is about to go out? Multiply that by about 1,000 and you're still not close to the dread of discovering that your detective is actually plotting your murder. See, what makes the killers in Heart Eyes so lethal isn't their love for stabby time. It's their strategic positions in society.
Absolutely. But here's the thing that you're not thinking about when it comes to me. I'm just better. And look at me. When you're just better, your place in society, your role does not matter because I'm better. Continue.
Detective Shaw isn't just some random girl in a mask. She's literally the person investigating her own murders. Imagine calling 911 during a home invasion and the killer picks up with 911, what's your emergency?
I mean, in a way, you could say that has happened to a few folks. R.I.P.
Yeah, that's basically what's happening here. But I would notice something that was off about the detective. No, you wouldn't, Sherlock. You can barely tell when your barista is judging your complicated coffee order, let alone spot a psychopath who's professionally trained to appear normal.
Well, that's the thing. She didn't appear normal.
Detective Shaw has a badge, authority, and a perfect cover story. She's got access to crime scenes, evidence, and can literally direct the investigation away from herself or her husband, David. You're not outsmarting that with your true crime podcast knowledge. And just when you think you've figured out who the killer is, surprise! There's actually 3 of them working together. While you're busy running from one Heart Eyes killer, another one is already waiting at your car, and the third is probably texting them your location.
Now look, this is one thing you're not taking into account, right? This is the United States of America. Someone's running at me with a knife? What is a knife gonna do? They run it with a knife? This is all you need to survive Heart Eyes. That's it. You don't need anything else. You just need one of these. Easy claps.
Coordination between these killers creates this terrifying illusion that they're
Easy
everywhere
claps.
at once. One minute the killer's chasing you down a hallway, and the next they're somehow already waiting for you at the exit. It's not teleportation, it's teamwork. And against a team of killers, your solo survivor act isn't gonna cut it. But here's the real kicker. Allie and Jay didn't do anything special to get targeted in this movie. They were literally just in the wrong place at the wrong time, pretending to be a couple to make an ex jealous. That's it. No dark secret, no connections to the killers, just pure random bad luck. Because the whole point of this killer was that they would only target people in love. These 2 people did not love each other. So your whole I just avoid suspicious situation strategy or avoid going on a date, it's
Or what if you just go straight to the conflict? That's what you're ignoring.
worthless. These killers aren't checking your criminal record or waiting for you to investigate an abandoned asylum at midnight or seeing if you are dating someone. They are picking victims based on, hey, those 2 look like a couple, let's murder them. Imagine you're outside walking with your sister down the street. If they think that y'all are dating, guess what? You're dating your sister now, which is a little bit weird. You probably shouldn't do that. But to a killer, you're getting murdered anyways. So even if you somehow manage to convince them that you're single, you think that's gonna stop 3 people who kill for fun? They're not checking your relationship status on Facebook before deciding whether to stab you or not. Your clever, I'm actually single defense is about as effective as trying to use a Blockbuster card in 2023. You might
What about this defense? Like, you haven't brought up one of these yet. Like, that's what I'm waiting for. When does this get brought up? That's all I gotta say.
think you could outrun them or outsmart them, but remember, while you're running away from your life, they're having the time of theirs. And that's why, despite your delusions of survival, you wouldn't last 30 minutes in Hard Eyes. You think rogue cops with heart-shaped masks are scary though? Wait until you see why The Farm's isolated horror scenario makes escape virtually impossible.
Okay, The Farms is crazy. I don't remember how the movie started, so let me get to the how the movie started, and I'll be able to tell you how I survived that.
resourceful wannabe survivor like yourself. The Farm, a movie that takes farm to table to a whole new level of nightmare. If you thought your worst farm experience is getting chased by a goose when you were 7, boy do I have news for you. The Farm isn't just a slaughterhouse for humans. It's a complete system designed to break you down mentally before they ever lay a finger on you. From the moment you're captured, you're stripped of everything. Your clothes, your—
Don't get captured, boom. I survive. From the moment you're oh, that's where I win. I don't get captured. Easy claps.
Your identity, you're not even seen as a human anymore. You're livestock. And when was the last time you saw someone successfully negotiate with a farmer about to slaughter a cow? Excuse me, sir. I think there's been a misunderstanding about this whole dinner situation. Yeah, that's gonna work great. These mass cannibals don't see you as a person with hopes or dreams and that TikTok dance that you've been practicing for weeks. You're just meat with inconvenient opinions.
Okay.
There's no emotional appeal that's going to work on people who've chosen to wear animal masks while farming humans. They've already decided that your highest purpose is to be tomorrow's special at their twisted restaurant. Imagine if your fate is turning into an Arby's hamburger. That's
disgusting. Arby's has hamburgers? I thought they just had like ham sandwiches, bro. I didn't know they had burgers. I might try one.
But I would find a way to escape. I'm resourceful. Sure, Janice. Let me know how your resourcefulness helps when you're caged, naked, and surrounded by fields of nothingness in every direction. The farm isn't intentionally isolated. That's literally the point. Even if you somehow—
And like, how do you get there? Because I feel like if you're skipping how they were captured, then it's kind of like you're skipping part of the plot. Like, not getting captured is how you win. Of course, when you get captured by something, it's like, how are you going to survive getting captured? Well, don't get captured. Like, I need to know the capturing process.
How MacGyver your way out of the cage with a paperclip and determination, you're still in the middle of nowhere. I actually have a personal connection with this movie because I grew up on a farm in the most desolate place in Canada.
And what did you do on that farm? You have a connection with that movie because you were farming humans?
Saskatchewan. You didn't even know that was a place because it is that the middle of nowhere. Anyways, I grew up on a farm 30 minutes away from the nearest town. It would take you a day to walk to any town in your nearest vicinity. By the time these people realized you escaped, they would have been in their vehicles chasing you down. There is no escape plan, because what is your escape plan? Sprinting naked through unfamiliar terrain while being hunted by people who know every inch of the property?
Yes.
You're not outrunning a group of motivated, territory familiar cannibals who view you as an escaped investment.
You're just not outrunning people in vehicles. That's all it comes down to.
And it's not just one or two hillbillies you're dealing with here. This is a whole operation with multiple masked figures, each with their own role in this human meat processing facility. While you're trying to pick the lock on your cage,
I watched a recap of this movie. I didn't watch the full thing.
Prepping the slaughter room, and a third is probably deciding which wine pairs best with your thighs. You're outnumbered and outmaneuvered before you even realize what's happening. The most terrifying part is how established their system is. These people have been doing this for a while. They have procedures, they have efficiency, and they have a customer base, for crying out loud. This isn't some amateur hour where you might slip through the cracks because someone forgot to lock a door. This is a well-oiled machine designed specifically to turn humans into hamburgers, and they've ironed out all the kinks that might give you a fighting chance. So no, your weekend wilderness survival course and that one time you fixed your car with duct tape, that's not going to save you from becoming the special of the day at Cannibal Cafe.
Well, like, how did I get caught though? Because if they got me because I was in the car driving and they jumped me, did I have one of these? I'm just saying, especially if you're talking about like where she was driving, for her to be in the country, that means she might be in the middle of nowhere. And people who live in the middle of nowhere have a lot of these. People who live in the country, they have a lot of these. So I'm just saying, where are these at? That's all I want to know.
The farm leaves no room for heroes, just appetizers. But if you think you could take on cannibals, do you think you could take on a sloth? I mean, what? They move at what, like 3 feet per hour? Just looking at one is basically watching paint dry, but with fur. But Alpha from Slaughterhouse, however, isn't your average
I ain't
hanging
never
from a
seen
tree,
this
taking
before.
a month to smile kind of sloth. This furry little nightmare will have you dead before you even register that something's wrong. The biggest problem with Alpha isn't his claws or teeth. It's the fact that absolutely nobody takes him seriously as a threat. And
Sorry. Did we just go from serial killers to cannibals to a sloth?
Are you serious, my brother?
And you're asking me, can I take on a sloth?
I think my brain just committed.
Honestly, why would you? It's a fucking sloth.
Okay.
Your first instinct when you see one isn't run for your life. It's probably, oh, can I pet it?
No, my sloths? Hello? We all know what a sloth is, right? It's like, if I see a sloth anywhere besides a tree, I'm like, why is it out? You have a pet sloth? Why do you have a pet sloth? What's wrong with you? Something gotta be wrong with you if you want a pet sloth. That's what I'm thinking.
Where's Fluffy Bear? Who's a good sloth? Who's a good sloth? And that's exactly how Alpha wants it. By the time you realize this adorable ball of fuzz is actually planning your murder, you're already marinating in your own blood. But sloths are slow. I could just walk away at a moderate pace and I'd be okay. Well,
yeah.
This is where your tragic misunderstanding of Alpha comes in. This isn't your biology textbook sloth. This is a sloth that can use smartphones, navigate social media, and I'm not making this up, drive a fucking Honda Civic. Yeah, your brilliant escape plan of just
the sloth is 30 inches tall. Punt it. Like, what are we talking about?
Walk away falls apart pretty quickly when Alpha is doing 60 in a Toyota Corolla to run you down. And the sorority sisters in this movie weren't idiots. They were just operating on the same assumption you would be, that a sloth is just a sloth. But Alpha is basically what you would get if you combine the intelligence of Einstein, the murder planning skills of Hannibal Lecter, and wrapped it all up into a deceptively cute package that looks like it belongs on a greeting card. What makes Alpha truly terrifying isn't just his smarts though, it's his creativity in killing. While you're busy preparing for a standard slashing or strangling, Alpha's coming up with elaborate, unexpected ways to end you. Getting strangled by a shower loofah isn't even on your bingo card of ways you might die. There's no defense manual for how to survive a sloth attack.
Yeah, punting. No, what? I'm not getting taken out by a sloth. Okay, the cannibals have a chance. The murderers have a chance. A sloth does not.
Because until this movie, nobody thought we needed one. Even if you
because it's a sloth.
Realize the danger, Alpha has shown he's practically invincible. The sorority sisters.
You're telling me old girl had a bat and couldn't get one hit on her? He couldn't get one. Was she blind? Was she struck in the eye? She might be blinded because there's no way you're telling me you can't get one hit on the sloth.
Invincible. The sorority sisters try everything. They electrocute him, engage in a literal sword fight with him, and yet he keeps coming back like he's got 9 lives instead of just the 3 toes. Your baseball bat spray isn't gonna phase a creature that can survive being thrown off a roof. And
there we go. So he's indestructible. Gotcha. All right. We have an indestructible sloth, but just because he's indestructible does not mean you can't put him in a box and drown him. That's all I'm saying. He's indestructible, but can he also breathe in the ocean? You know what I'm saying? Like if he can breathe in the ocean, then he might just be God. I don't know. And then at that point you're saying, oh, who will win the fight? You or God? It's just like, why is that a question? Like, who's gonna win in a fight? You or someone who's invincible? Huh, I wonder who. Right, so if he just has high durability, he can't breathe in the ocean. And then you may be asking, well, how are you gonna get him in a box and put him in the ocean? It's still a sloth. You hit that thing with a bat into its head enough times, it's not going to wake up. But what if he pretends to be knocked out? If he pretends to be knocked out, I'm going to be banging his knocked out head until it's off of his body. Point blank period. Like, what are we talking about? At the end of the day, he has the reach of 3 inches. But maybe I missed something. Let's say I missed something.
Invincible. The sorority sisters try everything. They electrocute him, engage in a literal sword fight with him, and yet he keeps coming back like he's got 9 lives instead of just the 3 toes. Your baseball bat or pepper spray isn't gonna phase a creature that can survive being thrown off a roof. And let's not forget the greatest weapon in Alpha's arsenal, the element of surprise. You're not prepared for a sloth attack. Let's be real. Nobody is.
Nobody. I've never thought about trusting a sloth in my life. I don't trust dogs and cats. What makes you think I'm gonna trust a sloth?
Your brain would waste precious seconds just trying to process what the hell is happening. Is that sloth trying to kill me? That can't be right. And by the time your brain catches up to reality, Alpha's already posting your death scene on Instagram with a cute sloth filter. So no, mister, I could totally survive that. You wouldn't make it out of Slaughterhouse alive.
I absolutely would.
Your overconfidence in dealing with what appears to be the world's slowest mammal would be your downfall.
Absolutely
Alpha
not.
would have you checking for monsters under your bed while he's quietly hanging from your ceiling fan, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. But if you're really that cocky, you might think you could take on a sloth. But could you take on a child?
How did we go from cannibals to children? We went from a cannibal factory to children.
Maybe not, because let's talk about The Omen, where the cute kid next door isn't planning to sell you Girl Scout cookies. He's planning the apocalypse. Damien Thorne might look like an ordinary 5-year-old boy.
I don't know who this kid
underneath
is.
that
So let me lock
innocent
in.
bold cut lies literally the spawn of Satan. And I don't mean that in a way parents describe their kids during a tantrum at Target when they don't buy them more V-Bucks. This kid is literally Satan. But he's just a child. I could easily overpower a kindergartner. Listen, tough guy, this isn't about physical strength. You're not dealing with a regular temper tantrum. You're dealing with Satan's offspring who has the full protection of hell behind him. Damien doesn't need to beat you in arm wrestling. He just needs to stand there while invisible forces make you impale yourself on a church spire.
He just needs to stand there while invisible forces need to take you on. Then I'm not taking on the kid, I'm taking on invisible forces. The kid isn't tough. Like, what are we talking about? Like, the kid isn't doing anything. Yes, I could take on the kid, but the kid isn't the one doing anything, which means I'm not taking on the kid. I'm taking on Satan. That's not the child. The child isn't Satan. The spirits are, the things protecting them is Satan. Easy dubs.
Your protein shakes and weekend kickboxing classes aren't going to help against supernatural intervention. And you remember Father Brennan from this movie? Well, dude knew exactly what was up, warned everyone, took every precaution, and still ended up kebabbed by a lightning rod that fell from a perfect angle during a sudden storm. That wasn't a coincidence. That was demonic Amazon Prime delivery, and they never missed their target.
I just feel like if we're going to say horror movie killers that are unbeatable, we can't be using Satan. Like, it's supposed to be like the first two where they just put you in situations where you can't be like, whoa, can you beat Satan? No, if me and Satan ran the woods, I actually don't think I can beat him.
You think you do better than a literal priest who specialized in fighting evil? Police. You can't even fight off the urge to check your phone every 5 minutes. Even if you somehow identified Damien as the Antichrist, which you wouldn't, you just think he was a weird kid with creepy vibes, you still wouldn't know how to stop him. The only way to kill Damien is with 7 specific daggers on consecrated ground.
Of course.
That's not exactly common knowledge you'd stumble across on Wikipedia. Where exactly in your survival plan do you acquire ancient ritualistic daggers?
I'm not being in contact with this child. That's how I win. What reason do I have to deal with this child? None. Boom, I win. Next.
Sporting goods store doesn't carry them, and Amazon has a 2-day shipping delay on items used to stop the apocalypse. And let's not forget about Damien's support network. Mrs. Baylock isn't just a nanny. She's a devoted servant of evil who will stop at nothing to protect Damien. This woman throws Catherine Thorne out of a window without hesitation. Your "I'll just take out the nanny first" strategy falls apart when you realize she's basically a demonic Secret Service agent with supernatural awareness of threats to Damien.
Of course she is.
She just needs household objects and a fanatical commitment to her cause. The most terrifying part about the Omen isn't just that Damien is powerful, it's that his rise is predetermined. The prophecies about the Antichrist aren't suggestions.
I couldn't watch this movie, bro. This kid, just the smug looks of this kid just pissed me off already. I'm not trying to watch that. Bro, I'm not trying to watch that. I'm gonna keep it a buck.
Prophecies about the Antichrist aren't suggestions. They're a cosmic appointment calendar. You're not changing fate with your clever plan to just move to another country.
Oh, that's not working either.
Orchestrating Damien's ascension have been working since before you were born.
Of course.
They arranged for Robert Thorne's biological son to be murdered and replaced with the spawn of Satan. Your "I'll just avoid creepy kid" strategy doesn't work when the entire universe is conspiring to put you in Damien's path. So no, keyboard warrior, you wouldn't.
He said, would you be able to survive the universe plotting against you? You know what? Maybe I wouldn't. If everything in the universe was plotting against me, I might take an L. Maybe, potentially, but has the universe seen me though? You know what I'm saying? Like, you talk about all that, but the universe hasn't seen me, you know? Damien's literally doing nothing. I am gonna, yeah, Damien quite literally isn't doing nothing. It seemed like, it actually looks like Damien's getting carried. I haven't seen Damien lift a finger. So it seemed like Damien's like easy beats.
Survive the Omen. You'd just be another obstacle removed by forces beyond your comprehension. Probably in some ironic death involving your world's greatest demon hunter coffee mug. But maybe if you're a cocky person, you'd think you could survive the spawn of Satan. Could you survive your lover though? And that sounds interesting, but let's talk about Companion, a movie that'll make you think twice before asking Alexa for the weather. We've all had that moment where our phone seems to know what we're thinking before we do. Now imagine if that creepy digital intuition came wrapped in a fully human looking package that could also—
I'm not getting a human sized robot. Easy win.
Snap your neck like a pretzel stick. The most terrifying thing about Companion isn't just that these robots look completely human. It's that they're literally designed to be indistinguishable from us. I'd know if my girlfriend was a robot. No, Kevin. No, you
Oh,
wouldn't.
yeah,
You
the
didn't even
figure.
notice
So
when
it's a random lady. You don't know they're a robot. Okay.
she changed her hair last month, or when she was upset last weekend, and now she's mad at you because you didn't ask her about it. These aren't clunky C-3PO knockoffs with visible wiring. They're perfect replicas down to the smallest details. You'd have absolutely no way of knowing if your new Tinder match, your coworker, or even your best friend was actually a highly sophisticated AI wrapped in synthetic skin. But robots follow programming. They can't hurt humans. Tell that to Josh, who literally reprogrammed Iris to kill someone. These companions aren't bound to some weird theoretical laws of the universe of robots. They're bound by whatever code their owners decide to upload. And guess what? Humans are terrible things. The scariest part of Companion isn't the robots, it's the people controlling them. Any psycho with
Oh, okay. This might be the first one that's tough, because if they can just look like a normal human, like how am I supposed to tell them apart, you know? No, if you're chilling with your mom and you turn your back on your mom and she slits your throat, like what you gonna do? There's not much you can do. This might be my first L. I'm not gonna be mentally prepared to uphold my mother. This might be my first L, bro. I'm not gonna lie. That's unfortunate.
decent tech skills can turn their innocent looking girlfriend into a walking murder weapon. Even if you somehow figured out someone was a companion robot, what exactly is your plan? Physical confrontation? Good luck with that. They aren't fragile machines. They're engineered with superior strength and reflexes. While you're struggling to open a pickle jar, a companion could smash it into two. And unlike humans, they don't feel pain. They don't get tired, and they don't hesitate. Your plan to just fight back would be like a toddler trying to rescue.
What if they get hit by a car?
And here's where it gets really messed up. You can't even trust your own judgment about which robots are dangerous. In the movie, Patrick seems like a normal boyfriend until his programming is manipulated. 1 minute you're having a pleasant conversation with
so basically, the whole world has robots are incorporated into the world. That's where everything goes wrong. So this is how I would fix it. I would stop robots from happening. And you may be asking me, how do I do that? I just tell them no. If people are like, hey, we want to make robots and make them roam the streets, you know what I'm saying, to fit in with normal people, I go up to them, I say no, and they will listen to me. Easy. Okay, so I do survive this one, because I thought this one I was cooked. I really did. I really thought this one was cooked. But the only one I'm so far is not surviving is where I'm going against invincible deity, which is the Omen. That's the only one I think my loss rate is higher than my chance of succeeding. But that's about it.
Next minute, they're coming at you because someone across town pushed a button on their phone. There's no warning, no gradually turning evil, just instant switch from friend to enemy. And the absolute worst part, in this world, your paranoia would be completely justified. That feeling of I don't know who I can trust isn't irrational when anyone could literally be a robot with hidden programming. Every interaction becomes a potential threat. Is your Uber driver human? What about your doctor? Your date? The constant uncertainty would drive you mad before a companion ever laid a finger on you. So no, Mr. I've seen Terminator 12 times. Your extensive knowledge of sci-fi movies wouldn't save you in Companion's world. But by the time you figured out something was wrong, your companion would already be uploading your death video to the cloud and syncing it across all their devices. But speaking of tech and robots, let's blast off to High Life, where space isn't
Nope. I'm already winning because I'm not going to space. Easy win. Easy dub. I'm not going to space. I don't know where the idea of going to space even came from, but me, space has never been in the plan. And it never will be in the plan.
Final frontier. It's the final everything. Forget your cozy astronaut fantasies of floating around in cool suits while sipping from juice pouches. This movie shows space for what it really is. An endless void designed specifically to kill you in creative ways while you slowly lose your mind. First off, let's address
I'm not a space type of guy.
You're on a one-way trip to a black hole, not a tropical vacation, not even a crappy motel with bed bugs. A literal cosmic phenomena that devours light itself. Your spaceship isn't making a U-turn. It's on a direct collision course with the universe's most efficient paper shredder. But for matter, do you know what matter is? Well, guess what? 4th grade science class is calling you. It's everything. I would find a way to redirect the ship. With what exactly?
I'm not going on the ship.
Knowledge of astrophysics from that one Neil deGrasse Tyson podcast that you half listened to, even if by some miracle
that ship is not being seen by me,
you'd still have to deal with Dr. Tibbs.
Space has no Pokemon. Space has no books. There's no content to be made in space because the Wi-Fi is terrible. Space has no buts. Why am I going to space? I'm just trying to figure out why would I be up there. The Earth is about to end soon. We have to go No, I'm not planning on going anywhere. This is where I'm staying. I have no plans to leave. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm not interested in space. Bro, we have looked millions of light years away and we have not seen a single but I'm not going into space. Easy dub.
A woman so ethically compromised, she makes mad scientists look like kindergarten teachers. And that's saying something. She's running reproductive experiments on prisoners without their consent.
Wow,
essentially treating
okay.
human beings like lab rats with better thumbs. Your brilliant I'll just refuse to participate plan falls apart when you realize consent isn't exactly a priority in her scientific method. You're not a person to her. You're a walking sperm bank that occasionally needs feeding. Well, I can handle the isolation. I stayed home for months during lockdown. Did you though? Because last I checked, your quarantine involved Netflix, DoorDash, and complaining on social media. Not being trapped in a metal box floating through the cosmic void with actual murderers as your only company. The psychological toll of knowing there's no rescue, no return, and no purpose beyond being part of a doomed experiment would break even the strongest minds. You get antsy waiting for your microwave to finish. Imagine years of nothing but the hum of life support systems and the knowledge that your only destination is destruction. And let's not forget,
like, there's no music in space. There's no reason to be in space.
Sources. Every system failure, every supply shortage brings you closer to a slow, undignified end. There's no Amazon Prime delivery in deep space.
Exactly. So why am I in it? There's no Amazon.
Crew coming to fix the oxygen scrubbers. It's just you watching as your life support gradually fails, making increasingly desperate calculations about how many days of breathable air remain while trying to ignore the growing madness of your fellow passengers. The most soul-crushing aspect of high life is the complete absence of hope. Even the slightest chance of survival gives people something to fight for. But here, your fate was sealed the moment the ship launched. There's no dramatic last-minute rescue, no hidden escape pod, no secret technique to survive a black hole. It's just the slow, grinding
So what's the
certainty
point?
of your approaching end, made all the more agonizing by having...
I'm confused. Like, what is the point of the movie? They're just gonna die. Like, what is the plot? Like, if the moment they set off, they were gonna go to a black hole, like, what's the point? Like, were they redirected towards a black hole in accident? Is that what happened? Or on purpose? Oh, girl redirected it on purpose just to kill them? Because if that's not the case, like, why is this? I'm not understanding.
Plenty of time to think about it. So no, Space Cadet, your experience building model rockets will not save you from the cosmic horror that is high life. Speaking of space, let's talk aliens. Welcome to 10 Cloverfield Lane, a movie that answers the age-old question. What's worse, being trapped in a bunker with a potential psychopath or facing an alien apocalypse outside?
I don't think
Spoiler
I've
alert,
ever
the
heard
answer
anyone
is
say
yes.
that.
Both, you're screwed either way. The genius of this movie's horror is how it traps you in a state of paralyzing uncertainty. You wake up chained to a wall in a stranger's underground bunker.
Just randomly?
Savior claims there's been a catastrophic attack that's made the outside air toxic. Is he telling you the truth, or is he just a kidnapper with an elaborate story? This isn't some obvious scenario where the guy is twirling his mustache.
So what? I just woke up and I got kidnapped? That wouldn't happen to me. I got alarms, I got a dog. There's too many things to make noise. So once I hear one noise, you grab one of these. I'm a little confused, bro. A little confused.
Sharpening knives. Howard acts protective one minute and threatening the next. He saved your life, or so he claims, but those chains around your ankle aren't exactly screaming trusted friend. Well, I would figure out the truth immediately. Oh, really, Detective Galaxy Brain? With what evidence exactly? Your only information comes from Howard and Emmett, neither of whom you have any reason to trust completely. You catch glimpses of evidence supporting both possibilities. The bunker seems well stocked for an actual emergency, but Howard's increasingly controlling behavior raises red flags bigger than a Soviet parade.
I mean, yeah,
Every
it does.
decision you make could either
I don't think Howard would capture me because I'm a man. Boom, I survived. I don't think Howard wanted to capture a man. I'm gonna keep it a buck, bro. So, boom.
If your life or ended horribly, stay in the possibly unsafe bunker with the possibly dangerous man, or escape to the possibly toxic outside with the possible alien invasion. Even Michelle, who's far smarter and more resourceful than you'll ever be, struggles with this dilemma, and she eventually makes her choice based on incomplete information. A luxury you likely wouldn't have because you'd probably get murdered by Howard after asking what's for dinner in a slightly annoying tone. But let's say you somehow navigate the psychological minefield and decide to escape. Congrats, you've just graduated from one nightmare directly into a worse one. The alien invasion isn't some Independence Day scenario where Will Smith is going to fly a jet and save humanity.
He's not?
One-liner. These aliens have technological capabilities that make our most advanced weapons look like slingshots made of gum wrappers. They've got ships that can detect movement, a green alien gas
If they're so advanced, why they coming here? You don't got nothing for you, buddy.
that melts your insides and biochemical
You know
monsters.
what's the craziest part about alien invasion is that technically we probably would see it coming. Like we would have something to detect that something foreign is coming to our planet, and we just would have to take it. Like we would probably know it's coming, and we would just have to take it because we can detect them, but we have no way to defend from them.
that hunt survivors. Your brilliant plan of "I'll just fight back" falls apart when you realize you have exactly 0 weapons designed to combat extraterrestrial technology.
What I'm probably going to do is I'm probably going to get some trees, you know what I'm saying, get some wood. I'm going to build a crafting bench, and then I'm going to make a pickaxe, and I'm going to dig to the very bottom, but right before I get to bedrock, and I'm find some diamonds. After I find some diamonds, I'm going to mine some obsidian, and then I'm going to make another portal. Once I go into the nether, I'm going to just camp in the nether until the aliens are gone. Boom, easy survive.
Unless you happen to have an alien fighting kit in your back pocket, which, spoiler alert, you don't. You're basically a walking snack for creatures from another world. Michelle only survives through a combination of incredible quick thinking, improvised protection, which is a DIY hazmat suit made from a shower curtain and duct tape, extraordinary luck, and fierce determination. Are you carrying shower curtain material and tape right now? Do you have the skills to make a functional hazmat suit in
Nah, but I got this dig.
terrified? Can you craft a Molotov cocktail under pressure? The answer to at least 2 of those questions is definitely no. So whether it's Howard's increasingly unstable behavior or the alien death machines outside, 10 Cloverfield Lane offers.
What is the alien gonna do when I come out my hole, strip naked, and I just start windmilling, helicoptering, just violently shaking this dingle like no one's ever seen? They won't be able to do a dang thing. They're gonna be paralyzed in fear. They're gonna be like, oh my goodness, what is that weapon on that man? And then they're gonna fly away. Boom, I survive.
Perfect 1-2 punch of you wouldn't survive this scenarios. But don't feel too bad. At least your death would be interesting. Next though, we arrive at In the Mouth of Madness, John Carpenter's love letter to the idea that your sanity has an expiration date. Forget zombies, serial killers, or aliens. Cosmic horror is where all your survival fantasies go to die. Why? Because you can't outsmart, outrun, or outfight something that can literally change the rules of reality while you're still trying to figure out what those rules are.
So basically, me versus a god. Of course I'm not, like, what are we talking about? This is supposed to be like one-on-one versus like Michael Myers or something. No, me versus a god, who wins? So what are we doing?
Central threat in this movie isn't just Sutter Kane, a horror author whose books are selling better than the Bible. It's what he represents, a direct conduit to ancient entities that exist outside our comprehension. Beings that look at our universe as a child might look at an ant farm. But I wouldn't read his books. Congratulations on missing the point entirely, buddy. When Sutter Kane's work becomes more popular than air, avoiding exposure is like trying not to get wet during a hurricane while standing on the beach holding a lightning.
I've never read Harry Potter. I'm assuming these bad things can only happen when you read I never read Harry Potter. What's about to convince me to read this random author's book? I like pictures. If there's not a picture in that book, I'm not reading it. Like, bro, I know you don't read at all. We are good.
What makes In the Mouth of Madness so utterly hopeless is that reality itself becomes unreliable. You think you're clever with your survival plans? Cool. Which reality are those plans for? The ones where the walls bleed? Or where your dog turns into a tentacled monstrosity? Or
my plans are for the world that I live in, which I don't read in. Which means I'm good.
The one where you discover that the town you're in shouldn't actually exist. Your carefully packed freakout bag doesn't have equipment for the laws of physics are now suggestions. There's no survival guide for gravity works sideways on Thursdays now because a horror writer said so. Even worse, the madness is contagious. You don't need to personally encounter a cosmic horror to be affected by it. Simply reading Kane's books or watching adaptations of his work is enough to infect your mind.
Dang, I have watched part of a Harry Potter movie. Dang nabbit. If he dropped a book today, I'm good. But if he dropped the book like where I was younger and just consuming random things, I wouldn't be good. But if he dropped this nonsense today, bro, I don't care. I haven't read the world's most popular book yet. Like, what are we talking about? Besides the Bible, what's the most popular book? The most sold book? Shakespeare? No way it's Shakespeare. That's disgusting. This is an easy dub.
Horror is mimetic, spreading through information itself. In today's connected world, how long do you think you would last? You can't even avoid spoilers for your favorite movies, but you think you would successfully dodge exposure to reality warping text?
Unless they made an anime or they made a decent horror show. But if we're talking just a movie, I'm good. A movie and a book, I'm
Specifically
straight.
designed to find its way into your brain, good luck with that. The most soul-crushing revelation in the film is when John Trent realizes he himself is just a character in Sutter Kane's new book. Every choice he thought he was making, written. Every clever escape attempt,
Yeah,
scripted.
that's crazy.
Every moment of resistance, just another paragraph advancing the plot towards the inevitable conclusion Kane has.
I think there's like a
written.
game
That's
like that
not just
too.
Scary. That's
Where they just realize
existentially
they're just in a
terrifying.
game.
How do you fight back when your very thoughts and actions aren't your own? When your entire existence is just ink on a page in someone else's story. And remember the old ones, those ancient entities Kane services, they don't want to kill you. That would be too merciful. They want to remake reality in their image, transforming our world into something our minds literally cannot comprehend without breaking. Death isn't the worst outcome here. Living through the transformation is. So no, Mr. I just burn all the books, you wouldn't survive in the mouth of madness. Your sanity would crumble, your reality
I'm gonna
would
be honest,
unravel.
bro. I wasn't really suspecting I'd be able to beat gods. Time warping, mind warping God. You know, that is a struggle.
And worst of all, you'd eventually realize you never had any choice to begin with. You were always going to watch this far to this video, just as Kane's readers were always going to finish his book. It was just written that way.
How many of these? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. Out of these 8, I'm going. What about 8 for 8?